to the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout. I'm here with Jim Martin. I'm Miles Hasselquist, right here in Hammertown, USA, out in Johnson Valley, California. It's going to be a great night, lots of action to come, and we got a good surprise for you guys at the end.
It's fantastic to be back in Johnson Valley, Miles, and here we are. It's the shootout. It's the big guns hitting those heels hard.
It's going to be a great night, lots of action. We got the Rock Bouncers, the Ultra 4. It's going to be great competition out there. The 2018 Holley EFI Shootout is about to go down. Brought to you with KMC Wheels, King Shocks, and Action Sports Canopy. It's going to be a good night, lots of action, hopefully some carnage.
There's always carnage on these shootouts, Miles, and it's going to be great fun. We've got some big names out here tonight. We've got Bobby Tanner, always a crowd favorite. We've got
Up first is going to be Jesse Haynes and his brand new buggy he built. It's going to be super cool to see him out here with a new buggy. He is an amazing fabricator, a huge fan of his. He builds good stuff.
And lots of other fantastic cars. We've got Cody Wagner out on course. We've got Richie Keith and a whole heap of fantastic names. And some of these cars are packing tires from 35 inches right away up to 54.
And we're going to be racing side by side. We'll take the top 10 into the LCQ. So a Rock Bouncer could qualify in the top 10 to go into the LCQ to qualify for the race tomorrow. So it could be a Rock Bouncer, could be an Ultra 4 guy. We can see some teaming up with some of our Rock Bouncer cousins. It'll be cool to see.
It will. But let's have a look at the cars that are heading out to the hill right now. I mean, they're absolute works of art, and they've come from all over the United States.
I believe right out there up back is Cash LaCroix. He's like a 10-year-old kid, maybe even younger. He's racing a UTV out here, so that'll be interesting to see. So that's even like a 32-inch tire, Jim.
That's just pure madness, Miles. Why would you want to do this on a 32-inch tire? But let's have a look at some of these motors. Now, some of these guys are running as little as 180 horsepower. Some of them are running nearly 800. So what do you think about that?
It's going to be fun to see. There's going to be lots of action, lots of carnage. We did move it from backdoor like previous years because of the carnage we had. It was too hard logistic-wise to get everybody rolled over, safety reasons and all that. So we're going to step up our game for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout.
Backdoor, of course, the spiritual home of this shootout. But we've been looking at the course earlier today, and it's mean, it's gnarly, it's tall, it's got big rocks, it's got gravity. What more could we ask for?
It's been a great week so far. We had the Champa King of the Motos, and this is all building up for the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers, powered by Optima batteries. We still have some qualifying tomorrow. We had qualifying today. The Smittyville Everyman Challenge. We have the Can-Am UTV race. It's going to be a great week, Jim. Can't wait to get this started.
It's already been fantastic. Arrived here on Saturday, and I cannot believe the size of Hammertown. It's as big now as it is usually the day before the main race itself. Incredible. What is there? Must be 50,000 people here already.
I saw 50,000 as a good guess, but you know there's a lot more out here. I arrived Saturday as well, and just coming down Boone Road, you could just tell it's bigger and bigger every year.
It really is a truly remarkable feat. This city rises from the Mojave Desert every single year, and every single year collected by that thing. But I'm sure we're going to see a few of those. While we're waiting for the action to start, I'm sitting here and I'm looking out across Hammertown, and the crowds are building around the fire pit. How are we doing, guys? Yeah, that's what we're here for. This shootout is going to be fantastic tonight. We're going to have some high horsepower. We're going to have some carnage. We're going to have some high-end racing. Bobby Tanner never disappoints. Cody Wagner, Jesse Haynes, and a load of other incredibly talented crews. So here we are, we're waiting for the shootout. Now, Miles, just how does this shootout thing work? What are we doing?
So it's just a straight drag race up the hill. First, fastest to the top wins. It's going to be all out. It's going to be great. And again, the top 10 do earn an LCQ spot, so they're going to be pushing hard. There's some guys pushing hard just to win, some guys pushing hard for the LCQ, but they're all going to be heading to the top.
Well, I got a man here who can tell us a little bit more about it. Dave Z, welcome to the stage.
I appreciate it, everybody. Somebody is going to walk away with $7,500. That's the story.
Oh, yeah. Now, that's worthwhile coming out of bed for, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, that and this beautiful weather. What is it, about 65 degrees right now?
It's crazy. I put a hoodie on before I came on stage, and I wish to God I hadn't.
And back home, we got snow hitting us. I'm from Kansas City area, and it's snowing back there. I'm glad to be here for sure. Getting sunburned while they're getting snowed in. It's all right.
And we're just waiting now. The cars are making their way to the bottom of the hill climb. The course organizers are getting them ready, and very shortly we're going to have the sound of thunder as those boys charge up that hill.
I was just at the top of the hill, and I'm going to tell you right now, it was rough. These drivers are going to have a tough time getting up these things.
I heard that this is, and I was told by many drivers, this is absolutely legit. There is no hiding on this hill. You're either going to make it or you're going to burn it.
And I saw Cash LaCroix. He's one of your guys for the SRRS. How old is he? I know he's young. 10 years old, Dave?
Yeah, Cash Money as I call him, he is one of the most exciting young drivers out there. Not because he's 10 years old, but because he's that good. He's really amazing, and I think he's going to put a show on. He's heading this thing up in a little baby buggy. It is amazing.
It's a UTV, right?
It's a UTV.
That's incredible. That's what I love about Hammers. Every single race, there's a family story behind it, and it's no different for Shootout. It's going to be great to see.
And we were talking earlier, we got Richie Keith on the bill, but he didn't make it, had some health issues. What's going on, Dave?
Yeah, Richie's okay. He couldn't make it this time around. He was pretty upset about it. He wanted to be here. He loves being out here. There are a few drivers that really, really wanted to be here, but for unforeseen circumstances, couldn't show.
That's a bummer because he's a crowd favorite for sure, and the Plowboy, that thing's fun to watch, and he is not scared to mash the throttle.
Speaking of crowd favorites, the 2015 winner, Mr. Bob, is on the line, and he's ready to go, baby.
In Screaming Blue.
Screaming Blue.
I was here in 2015 on the hill watching him. Oh my God, that was special. That was something else. He was throwing rocks the size of footballs. It was incredible to see.
And that's the year he backed up it too, wasn't it?
2015.
He went clean up
He
there,
went clean
Miles.
up it.
Absolutely clean. It was a beautiful run from start to finish.
I talked to him about 15 minutes ago and said, Bobby, you going to bring it home to Tennessee? He goes, Dave, we're going to do what we can do. That's all we can do. And he really wants to bring it home. So look for Bobby Tanner to give it all he got.
Okay, so we've got Bobby Tanner for the SRS, but who have we got from the Ultra 4, Miles?
Well, Cody Wagner's probably the biggest name we see in his amazing IFS IRS machine. Jesse Haynes no longer races Ultra 4, but he's more into rock crawling. But like I said, he's got that brand new car. We'll see what he can do. And he's on 42s. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, fans of Jesse Haynes will have been watching closely on Facebook as the clock's been ticking and he's been getting this car ready, and it's been down to the last second, as it so often is with this kind of racing. Why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't know, but there's one person that kind of exotifies that. He magnifies that, he exudes it, and that's Joe Pierce.
The main maniac.
You know my main man. Now, Joe, he makes all of our races travels thousands of miles to make these races. And he didn't get the nickname the People's Champ just because he comes all this way. He puts on a show. So why do we do it? Because we love it.
And
love it.
He's buddies with one of our guys, Andrew McLaughlin, so it's cool to see those guys work so closely together. Another guy, Ultra 4, Rusty Blyler. He's in a Miller's Pro chassis. He's the father of Josh Blyler, so they got twin cars out here, and he's running the LCQs, so he's going to be pushing hard. He came out and tested in a brand new car. He's never been rock crawling, and he's already ran the hammer trails and did smooth, so it's going to be fun to see him try to get that LCQ spot.
And we've got another exciting person racing tonight. We've got the grandfather of Ultra 4, John Curry, racing this hill tonight, looking for that LCQ spot.
Yeah, and he's hoping to make it into the big race for the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers.
Yeah, and he's going to be in Casey Curry's car. I had a close look at that car earlier this year in Portugal, and that's a mean piece of machinery.
And Casey's running his buggy. He just took the Baja 1000, so it'll be interesting to see him in a different car that he runs out here normally. That's an IFS car, so it's gonna be a fun week. There's lots of stuff going on everywhere you look. There's action. There's just people going to the food tents. The fire pit's awesome this year. Just catching up with everybody. It's just everywhere you look, it's a good time.
Do we have a number of how many people are here? Because I've heard 20,000, 25,000. I mean, we're expecting 50,000 people this week. No?
50,000 plus is the number
Wow.
I keep hearing.
Well, I reckon, just having been here a good few years now, and they usually reckon we're up to 50,000 by race day, well, I reckon we're over that already. Just seeing the number of people that came back up past Boom Road, were parked outside and heading on down towards Back Door and out towards Chocolate Thunder, it's incredible. There's just so many people, so many RVs, so many race cars, so many off-road trialists. Amazing place.
And the drivers are so amazing. They open their hearts, they open their buggies to the spectators. Spectators are running around looking at these beasts. It's really a great time. Kids taking pictures with their favorite buggies, with their favorite cars. I love it.
And one of the wonderful things about this sport is you can walk into any pit here, chat to any crew, they'll tell you all about their car, all about their passion, and they'll even let the kids sit in them. It's a great place.
That's what I do all week long is just do my homework. I go pit to pit, hang out, have a few beverages with them. They give me the dirt. We see the cars that are broke. We saw Campbell's earlier wrenching on their car. It's it's great.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. You've got Shannon Campbell there who rolled his car 3 times today, a triple end over end, and yet still he allows people to stand in the pit and watch them putting that car back together. But look at this up on here. What do we got here, Miles?
So these are the drivers. They're walking the course because this course is a little bit bigger than normal because obviously the back door, there's only one way up per se. So this is a lot wider, so they're checking out the lines, seeing which way works better. So tough break for Jesse Haynes having to run first. He has, that's a tough break on just getting the draw on to be the first one up because a lot of people learn from either his great run or a mistake. We'll have to see. It's going to be a lot of action up there.
That's right. Clint Evans, who I talked to about a half an hour ago, he was running right at the front of the pack, and he said, Dave, you're either going to have an amazing run or you're going to be a learning pillar for somebody else.
Yeah, we saw earlier that big forklift up there, the recovery crane, a shame, and I think a fair few of these boys are going to be coming back on there.
Look at how big those rocks are. Those guys are walking on it, and they're big as cars out there. It's going to be one heck of a show.
Now, Dave, you've been doing this rock bouncing now for a few years. What are these guys looking for out there on the course? What are they trying to find the perfect line? Are they looking for that one rock they can shoot it off, or what are they looking for?
It's personal. I've interviewed many drivers over the years, and it's really a personal thing. They're looking for their line. They're looking to build their confidence. Some people study the course for hours. Some folks like Mr. Timmy Cameron study it for days. It is quite usual for a driver to show up a day or two early just to keep their eyes on the course. And I think this makes it fair for everybody.
Absolutely. Now, also, we've got to think about track temperature. Those rocks, they've been heated. It's been really hot here in Johnson Valley today. That's going to play its part as well as to how those tires hook up. And then if we look at those flags, there's not a breath of air up there. So I'm expecting to see lots of dust hanging in the air. And all of these things are going to be a problem for the drivers as they hit the track.
I was up there about a few minutes before I came down here. And it is loose. There's a lot of loose gravel up there. It's going to be crazy.
And that's going to play a huge part in it because they're walking the course, they're picking their lines, but that doesn't say the guy before them can throw a rock right where they were going to go. So last second, they aren't even going to know it. They're going to get up there and see that their line has changed. And you said it's loose, so it's going to be interesting. And all that dust, you can see it on screen right now. It's just a haze. All these people out here driving around, it's going to be interesting.
And Dave Cole does an amazing job, speaking of throwing rocks, keeping the spectators at a safe distance so nobody gets hurt. It's really amazing at the top right now. There are thousands of people up there. It's wild.
I remember being up there in 15, the noise of the crowd when Bobby Tanner went up. It was deafening, even more deafening than Screaming Blue letting his engine rip. But let's talk about the dust. Let's talk about those rocks. Now, as a driver, are you going to want to be at the front of the queue or are you going to want to be at the back of the queue? Because in theory, that line should clear. It should get better. It should get easier. Is that what's going to happen?
Well, I talked to a couple of drivers, and they both said they definitely didn't want to be in the back of the pack, for sure. They definitely don't. I'd say the best position in most of their heads is probably 4 to 10.
I hear you. But I've also been hearing rumors that we got a surprise at the end of this. So what have you heard, Miles?
The 2018 Holley EFI Shootout is not going to disappoint, so make sure you tune in for the entire show. It's going to be a fun one to watch all the way to the end.
Okay, looks like the drivers have got a little scouting to do as we look there at the crowds. Thousands of people out there just behind King Hill. While we're waiting for them to get in their cars, get their helmets on, get their safety braces on, we're going to cut out to a commercial break, and we'll see you back in Johnson Valley very soon.
At King, when you buy our product, you're not only buying our shocks, you're buying into a good family of off-road. We love off-road. We love what we do out here, and we're just very happy to have everybody come out with us, and we're here to help. We're here to make our stuff perform the best of the capabilities, and that's what we do.
Some say there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Sure, unless you can make it better. All tires aren't created equal. The Nitto Ridge Grappler. Spiral wound construction enables our truck tires to be aggressive and ride incredibly smooth. Our tread and sidewall designs deliver off-road performance for even the most demanding terrain, while computer-simulated tread design delivers a quiet and comfortable ride on the highway. The Ridge Grappler goes beyond expectations. Nitto Tire, fueled by enthusiasts.
We know what we can do. Now, it's time for the world to see.
Some say there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Sure, unless you can make it better. All tires aren't created equal. the Nitto Ridge Grappler. Spiral wound construction enables our truck tires to be aggressive and ride incredibly smooth. Our tread and sidewall designs deliver off-road performance for even the most demanding terrain, while computer-simulated tread design delivers a quiet and comfortable ride on the highway. The Ridge Grappler goes beyond expectations. Nitto Tire, fueled by enthusiasts.
We didn't just test the new Optima Yellow Top with Pure Flow technology, we tortured it. King of the Hammers is 181 battery-killing miles of relentless, unforgiving hellishness. It's one thing to call yourself the ultimate power source. It's another thing to prove it. The all-new Optima Yellow Top with Pure Flow technology with up to 3 times the battery life. Unsurpassed performance built to fit today's vehicles. Optima, the ultimate power source.
Hey truck and Jeep owners, trust the experts at 4-Wheel Parts Superstores. We're your #1 source for BF Goodrich tires, and our ASE certified technicians install everything we sell. 4-Wheel Parts has the best pricing and selection on tires, wheels, lift kits, accessories, and much more. Shop online or visit any one of our 87 North American locations. Find us now at 4wheelparts.com.
We know what we can do. Now, it's time for the world to see.
Here's to the defiant ones, the roughnecks, and the rogues who refuse to live by the laws of physics. Here's to the renegades who can go 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, but wish they were doing it in 3. Here's to those who know gravity is there, but choose to flip it the bird.
Town. Welcome back, Hammertown, to the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout. It's brought to you by KMC Wheels, King Shocks, and Action Sports Canopy. It's been a wild week. Looks like the drivers are starting to head towards their car, so I hope the next 5 or 10 minutes we'll have some action. Again, I'm Miles Hasquist alongside Jim Marsden and Dave Z. We're going to have a good time, guys.
Okay, Dave, we're looking up now at the Jumbotron, and we can see those cars getting pumped. They're starting to get ready. Those drivers are belting in. They're getting those neck braces on. Do drivers have any other aids inside the car? Do they wear pads on their arms or anything like that?
Basically, a lot of the drivers right now, safety, doing what we do, safety is #1. Full containment seats currently are all the rage. A lot of drivers are stepping up. Rocking full containment suits, because obviously when they take that 5, 6, 7 roll, just a horrible roll, you want to be protected.
Yeah, and let's not forget that this kind of racing, you're going to roll over. It's not a case of if, it's a case of when you roll over. So these cars, they have so much tube in them to protect the drivers. I find them absolutely incredible how the sport's evolved and how those first cars have turned into what we see today on the hill.
Well, 10 years ago, it wasn't anything for drivers to be out there without a helmet on. So,
and just like Ultra 4, you guys have to pack a pretty good tech to even be able to enter the course, so safety is #1.
we do mandate an automatic shut-off so that if the driver loses consciousness, is out of control, some type of terrible emergency, we can shut the buggy off immediately to prevent any further injury.
Yeah, let's not forget, some of these vehicles are closing in on 1,000 horsepower. That's a whole load of power when we start spinning those big, big tires.
You know, 2018 is the year of horsepower. Timmy Cameron is coming with huge, huge, huge numbers, 1,500 horse. Exactly. That's the look that I had on my face.
That's you could almost fly to the moon with that kind of horsepower.
You have Clint Evans running tonight, 1,000 horsepower plus. You have Steven Robinson running an Ian Johnson buggy, 1,000 horsepower plus. So we are going to hear it, we're going to feel it, we're going to see it. It's going to be amazing.
I can't wait. Now, Miles, I know you've got some friends on that hill. I know you've got some guys who are driving. Who are you really looking out for? I mean, obviously we've got Bobby Tanner, obviously we've got Jesse, Cody Wagner, but I know there's other guys.
Don't steal all the good names from me, but yeah, I mean, all the big names are there. We got, Cody Wagner, Jesse Haynes, Bobby Tanner. Too bad there's a few others that couldn't make it, but yeah, it's going to be a fun, exciting, loud, fun night. And again, tune in for the entire night. We got a little surprise up our sleeves till the end, so make sure you keep tuned in.
Yeah, we were chatting to Dave Cole earlier today. He's the mastermind of King of the Hammers, and he just gave us a wink and a nudge, and he just said, stay to the end, guys. You're going to love it. Now, if you're racing for the LCQ, because let's not forget, with the Ultra 4 guys that are going. Okay, here we go, Miles. First car off the line.
Jesse Haynes in that brand new buggy. He's heading up there. We'll see what kind of time he puts down. He's raced Ultra 4 with us, but he's kind of moved towards the rock crawling, so this is right up his alley. And he normally runs a V6, but this year he stepped up to a V8.
All of the drivers are taking notes right now. I'm taking notes right now.
Jesse Haynes has won absolutely everything there is to win in rock sports. He is so good at rock crawling, it's amazing.
So that looked to be a very smooth run with a 31.95. That's going to be pretty good. We'll see if it holds or how long it will.
Jesse having a very controlled run there. No absolute aggression, just picking his lines, cruising up through. I think we're going to see a very different style as soon as those rock racers get on there. So who are we waiting for next then, Miles?
I believe up next should be Jeff McKinley be taking off here anytime. We'll see what kind of time he runs. Jesse was a little reserved, it looked like, so we'll see how much harder these guys push it. But it's going to be a fast, fun night.
Let's not forget, the camera never shows the true angles of these hills. This hill is incredibly gnarly as he roars off the line now, and this is already a lot faster than Jesse and more aggression.
And that is Jeff McKinley on course. Looks like they're taking that left line a little bit. He's another Ultra 4 guy.
He's got that tire speed up. There he goes.
He's bouncing right up there, looking good. What kind of time are we going to have out of Jeff McKinley?
That was a nice fast time there, 29.53, and we're going to see him getting faster and faster and faster.
So let's have a little bet, guys. What's the fastest time going to be? I'm going to go flat 20.
I don't think that's a bad call. I'm going to go 21.
You know what? Are we playing Price is Right rules? I'm going to bet 1 second. I'm going to say 18 seconds, 18 and a half seconds.
It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. It's going to be fast.
And here comes a very special man now. It's Cody Wagner. What's going to happen? Is he going to damage those beautiful copper wheels on his car?
That guy has been doing so much out here the last month. He's got a compound out here. He plays in the desert all the time. That car's a work of art. We're going to see what happens. He's going to be pushing hard. He's been racing Ultra 4 with us for quite a while, but he's done a lot of rock crawler. He's an old school rock crawler. So again, this is right up his alley and literally his backyard.
Indeed. He in fact races a Jesse Haynes moon buggy in the rock racing series, or sorry, rock crawling series, and he's been doing a whole load of that this year. So it'd be great to see him putting those skills to the test in a minute.
That looks like, you know what? That looks like my man from Missouri, Clint Evans.
We'll get some confirmation on who is actually on that start line. But you're right, that doesn't look like Cody.
And if it is Clint, Clint's done a lot of work. He's got a 300 shot that he's running right now, which is pushing him over the 1,000 horsepower mark.
So, do they run turbos on these engines, or are they just running normally aspirated?
Okay, that is Cody Wagner running his moon buggy. So that is just a straight rock crawler, super light. We'll see what kind of time he puts down, but that is Cody Wagner right on course for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout.
And Check out those copper wheels. Aren't they beautiful?
That is a cool little buggy, and that's another Jesse Haynes moon buggy built.
He's moving.
A flying run there from Cody. Oh no, look at that. Now that's a fast time.
So it looks like it was a 29.65. So Cody did throw down a very reasonable time, but we're all right around that 30-second mark so far, so we got some time to beat.
And it looked like it was Clint Evans on deck.
So the first of our high horsepower guys coming on now. So what do you reckon? He's going to take 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds off of that time?
Only time will tell, my friend.
Oh, we like that.
Because you know what they say, 50% is the car.
Wow, I can hear the noise of that car from nearly half a mile away. Here we go.
I believe that's Jeffrey Donda out of Wyoming out on course.
Clint Evans in
Clint
the
Evans
general.
on course.
Running that American flag, I gotta love it.
A nice smooth run from Clint.
Sounds like Clint got a 28.84, so that's another, so he's in the lead right now, but we still got some time to shave off, I believe.
But it sounds like Dave Z is nowhere near his 18.5-second prediction.
I think you're going to be buying the beers tonight, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's interesting watching Clint coming up there. He didn't have a clean run. He got hooked up on that second hard part of the hill. So there'll be guys watching down the bottom. They'll be picking those marks, and they'll be working out where he hit the wrong rocks. And you can bet your life they're going to be hitting it harder.
Up next is going to be Marcos Alonso out of California. Another Ultra 4 guy getting the clocks reset, getting the course cleared.
Let's not forget that lights have a major part to play on this course, and there's so many fantastic lights out there these days. We got Rigid Industries giving us some fantastic lights. Not sure where he's running, but they're lighting up the course beautifully as he takes to the trail and lets that engine rip.
So it looks like they're all taking that left line. Looks like the carrying a little bit of a wheel, doing a little bouncing of his own. That looks like a pretty good trail rig right there. And that, I believe, is going to be our new leader, 26.4, Marcos Alonso.
Now we like that. Things are hotting up. Your 18 seconds is looking on the cards once again.
I'm telling you, I don't know where Sam Carter is on this list, but Sam Carter just bought Timmy Cameron's old trail rig. Speaking of trail rigs, he is going to be explosive.
So that was our new leader for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout, brought by KMC Wheels, King Shocks, and Action Sports Canopy.
And we've got Jerry Stevens on the line now. Race Marshal's just giving him the final check over, and they'll be free to go. Here we go. Oh no, bad news for Jerry Stevens here. He's hooked up on the first set of rocks, trying to bounce his way, break free. As a driver, it's so frustrating.
Now. He's sideways.
Look at the size of this thing, 54-inch Mickey Thompsons.
4-wheel steer and all. That's a pretty cool sight to see. Loads of horsepower.
And he's lost a rear tire, but that's not gonna stop him. He's gonna light this up.
Get on up there.
Pin it to win it.
See flames coming out of the exhaust as he pushes his way to the top.
Every one of these drivers wants to put on a show. It's amazing.
Jerry Stevens with a 55-second run. Too bad he had that flat tire, had a little bit of hiccup, so a tough break for him, but at least he made it out the top.
Yeah, just 1 second, just 1 second, a little bit of madness, bang goes your time, bang goes your chance. So Miles, who we got next on the line? That's the difficult thing about these nighttime shootouts. We can't see the car numbers, so it's always difficult to know who's actually there. But look at the pace.
Look at him moving.
Looks like that's Brett Harrell out of Oregon, part of the SRRS series.
Brett bought 4 buggies down this week. I'm going to tell you something. He is serious. Looks like Brett's hung up. I'm telling you, it's getting rutted up there. They're rutting that out.
And like you said, you walked it earlier, you said it's super loose, so all that soft sand is proven to be an issue.
So we were saying earlier about maybe the course would clean and maybe it would get easier, but it's not looking that way. So here we are, what, 4 or 5 cars in, and we're already seeing people taking 3, 4 turns at the rocks.
Those lines have already changed.
And that's why we call it rock bouncing.
He'll be starting to get frustrated now, laying down some heavy horsepower as he tries to break free. Always hard to tell from this angle, but maybe he's broken something. It's so easy to snap a shaft, break a CV joint, tail shaft. Any of these things can put you out. Marcus Alonso is our current leader with a 26.44, and he's looking safe as our man breaks free of the first part of the hill.
Well, that time's not going to be very good. Yeah, 1:46, tough break for him. The course is changing. The 2018 Holley EFI Shootout is so far so good. Dave, Jim, man, this has been a good show so far.
And we really appreciate, all of our drivers appreciate this opportunity coming out west, showcasing their abilities, showcasing their buggies. Look at what we have, stepping up to the plate.
So yeah, just a huge shout out to Clyde Bynum and the SRRS crew to bring all this out here. It's a long haul for a lot of these guys, so it's pretty cool to see out here in California.
And the craziest thing of it all is the SRS season opener is in 2 weeks in Bridgeport, Texas. So these drivers are destroying their buggies, and they've got 2 weeks to put them back together.
And up next, it's Aaron Selden on course, one of the SRRS guys. Dave, tell me a little bit about this guy.
Aaron is going to be racing in Agnes. Agnes is a pretty mean buggy. I'm going to tell you, you're going to hear Agnes. We're going to hear Agnes from down here. She's a screamer.
Now, every guy loves a screamer, so let's see what this can deliver.
And this is a Kryptonite Customs buggy.
So what size engine was Aaron got in this?
I know Aaron's done a lot of work on it over the past year or so. He had some bugs he's been working through, but I believe they have them all straightened out. I can't wait for this run.
Okay, as we're watching here, it looks like they've got an electrical problem or something happening with their motor. The recovery crews are coming in. That's a sad, sad end to his run. We just saw him lurch forward on the line there, and it just looks like it's all over before it began. Tough luck.
Poor Agnes.
She didn't scream.
So while we have a little bit of break in the action, our recovery crew is going to get him off course. We're going to take a quick break and be right back after this.
We know what we can do. Now, it's time for the world to see.
Welcome back to the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout. On course, we have Jack Porter looking like he has a little issues, but he's still rocking and rolling. We'll see if he can get up to the top.
Jack Porter out of Memphis, Tennessee. That right there, guys, is just a good old buggy. It's not the most competitive, but Jack is pretty competitive. But he's here to have a great time. Lord knows he wants to get to the top. And Jack is representing Spider Off-Road.
And again, we do have to give a quick shout out to Holley EFI for putting this on. KMC Wheels, King Shocks, and Action Sports Canopy. Without those guys, we couldn't put out on the shootout. Tough break for Jack Porter pulling off course.
He's running some KMCs.
I love seeing all the sponsors out here are heavy out here. All the racers use them. It's cool to see the sport grow as big as it has. I mean, 4-wheel parts is out here strong. Nitto, Optima batteries, King Shocks, KMC Wheels, Holley EFI, Action Sports Canopy, Jeep. I mean, it's just a week-long event. It's cool to see all this stuff come together.
So far, the East has been plagued with issues.
And up next looks to be Adam Ringer off the line.
Adam Ringer and Showgirl.
And he is moving right along good so far. Here's that first rock section.
Now this is what I think, ladies and gentlemen.
That is one sexy Rockwell buggy.
And he is moving right along. We'll see what kind of time Adam Ringer throws
And the
down.
West Virginia man is out the top. 18, thank you, Adam Ringer, baby.
18.9 seconds, our new leader.
This man is making you out not to be a liar. 18.93, what an amazing run there.
I owe you one, Adam.
So far, Dave, looks like you're the closest. Me and Jim are already bumped out.
Wow, that's incredible. I didn't think we'd see an 18-second tonight, and already inside the first 10 vehicles, we're down 18.93. These cars can really shift.
And we had just been talking about how much the course has changed, and we thought that was a negative thing, but Adam Ringer just took it out the top with an 18.9.
And here we go, Stars and Stripes flying proud.
Oh!
Up,
Oh!
and over she goes.
And he's over!
We got our first rollover of the day.
And that's why we love Shootout. Fantastic scenes from back at Hammertown. These SRS guys giving it absolutely everything for us.
And we need to give a huge shout out to the recovery crew out there. It's one of the hardest jobs out there, but do such an amazing job every single time.
So that is Paul Passion that just rolled over. So our Hammer King crew alongside the SRRS guys will get them flipped over. We got a lot of volunteers and recovery crew out there. Look at all their vests glowing in the dark. Rigid Lights has that canyon lit up.
Listen to that crowd on the hill.
Let's not forget, that crowd is nearly half a mile away, and we can still hear them screaming. Just how cool is that?
And look what kind of crowd we have right here in front of the Jumbotron. Thanks everybody for coming down. It's been a fun night so far. Be sure to stay here all the way to the end. We got a little trick up our sleeve, so stay tuned in. It's going to be a good night.
I talked to last year's winner.
Okay, here we go. We've got a replay now of this fantastic bit of driving. Boom, over she goes.
That's Paul Passion going in a little bit too hot. Stuffed the front tires in that rock, stood her straight up, and right over backwards.
Paul is not afraid of that skinny pedal, baby.
And that's why we come here. We love to watch this. They give it 100% commitment on this hill for our entertainment.
And the crowd up there on the hill for the Shootout is absolutely loving the action for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout. Just outside of Hammertown, right here in the middle of Johnson Valley, California. We're here for the week-long event for the Nitto King of the Hammers.
Just watching our fantastic safety marshals as they clear the course so we can carry on racing.
And that is the biggest reason we moved it away from back door, for the quick and easy, keep things moving, keep the action packed.
And everybody back home, down south, back east, do whatever you have to do next year. Take your vacation. Quit your job. No, don't quit your job. You've got to come on out next year. This is unbelievable.
This is my 10th year coming out here for King of the Hammers, and it's just grown immensely. It's crazy to see how far the sport's come. All the huge sponsors that jump on board with us to make all this happen. It's pretty cool. Look at all those lights. During a normal day out here, there's zero people out here. Nobody, no electricity, no water, and it's just a city out in the middle of a dry lake bed. Pretty cool to see come together.
Look how quick they got them back on all fours.
Yeah, these safety crews, they practice through the year. They know their drill, they know their stuff. They're proud to be there. And they're just walking through this now, making sure the driver's safe. He's just getting back in, and he'll be wanting to get off the course as quickly as possible.
So thanks again, everybody tuning in at home. It's great to see everybody enjoy what we like doing out here. Tuning in for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout, powered by KMC Wheels, King Shocks, and Action Sports Canopy. Thanks for tuning in all over the world. We've got just a ton of people coming into Facebook, Ultra 4 Racing Back Shack Live. Thanks for tuning in all over. It's pretty cool to see. There's so many people here in Hammertown, so many people up on the hill. It's cool to see everybody enjoying this. It's one heck of a show.
You are not going to want to turn this off. You want to stick with us till the very end. Trust me.
A puff of smoke as he starts the engine, clears the oil from those cylinders.
Yeah, don't forget we're taking the top 10 and giving them an LCQ spot, so that'll play a factor in all night long. It's pretty wild to see.
So our current leader, Adam Ringer. Funny story. He's from West Virginia. It's about a 34, 35-hour trip, maybe a little bit longer. And without incriminating him, I'm not going to tell you how long it took him to get here, but his truck took a huge dump on him. So he almost wasn't here. And now he's our current leader. It's an amazing story what these drivers and what this off-road family will do to get somebody, to get their team, or to get a stranger, to get a competitor here.
So let me get that right. He's driven 30-something hours to do an 18-second run.
That's pretty much it. Saved me from buying beer tonight. I'd be glad to buy the beer, guys.
Now that's commitment. That man does need a beer. Fantastic to see these guys, and we know the effort that they make. And let's not forget about others in Hammertown as well. There's people from all over the world who've come to see this spectacle. That's because this is a world-class event with world-class races and the most amazing cars.
Speaking about all over, where are you from, Jim?
United Kingdom, sir.
Pretty cool to have you over here. I enjoy working with you. Dave just met you. You're doing great. It's been fun. Where are you from, man?
Well, I'm from Jackson, Tennessee via New York City.
And here we go, another car on the hill.
Mark Nicholson.
That same spot. It is dug out.
He's got some big tires bouncing through there. Mark Nicholson out of California making a pretty good run.
Hometown hero, baby.
And this is a fantastic camera view there, looking right under that vehicle as he makes his way up.
So Mark Nicholson throws down a 3.025. That's a pretty respectable run. Currently in 6th place.
But let's not forget, only the winner takes that $7,500 home tonight.
But that does put him in the top 10 as of right now for one of those LCQ spots.
And if you're in one of those top 10 spots, that means you qualify to race on the big deal. King of the Hammers on Friday.
So you could LCQ in tonight's shootout or tomorrow during qualifying. And these guys make it or break it, do all this effort to come out here to run an LCQ to maybe get a spot for the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers.
But let's not forget, if you LCQ and you qualify tonight, okay, you still want to be qualifying tomorrow, so you get as high up that starting order as is possible.
And I know a lot of these bouncer guys, a lot of the SRS guys would love to get in on some of that action.
Up next, I believe it's going to be Joe Padilla, another California boy. And I can hear it all the way down here in Hammertown. Joe Padilla is hot on course, bouncing that limiter. So that same spot's creating some issues for these guys.
That's just 8 out right there. Now, Adam Ringer just hit it so hard with those Rockwells. He was able to just crush that spot.
Now, tell me, Dave, about these Rockwell axles. I know about Spider Tracks, I know about Dynatrack, but these Rockwell axles are something that you guys use a lot in this sport. So tell us a little bit about
Well,
them.
Showgirl is an old school buggy, and Rockwells are extremely heavy.
They're big, strong, but heavy.
Exactly. And the way that the sport is morphing, they're going for lighter, 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 with retaining that strength. It's pretty amazing. So with her 18.9, is pretty amazing. I'm waiting to see what Sam Carter can do in a world-class, up-to-date buggy.
So Joe Padilla doing a little neutral drop there, still trying to make it up that spot.
So frustrating as a driver when you just can't hit that sweet spot.
Get on over there.
And we got another rollover. Is it going to land? Nope. Flops are on the side. Tough break for Joe Padilla.
More action here in Hammertown. As we watch Joe Padilla there, launching it, landing on his side.
I just saw JT Taylor flagging some guys over. He's kind of in charge of all this safety crew out there. We're going to get them flip back over on its side and keep the action coming for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout right here in Johnson Valley, California, just outside of Hammertown. So Joe Padilla just flopped over. We're going to take a quick little recap of that. So we're going to do a replay of Joe Padilla right now, flipping over on two wheels, upside down, back on its side. So again, he tackled that same spot a little too hard, hit, the front end pops up, doesn't let off the gas, flips right on over. So that's going to be a tough spot, and that's a cool little shot we have to show you how steep it actually is out there.
Yeah, our production crew doing an amazing job of bringing us these pictures. Always in the right spot.
And those drivers feel those rollovers. I don't care what kind of safety equipment you have on the inside. He's going to feel that in the morning.
And up next, this is the one and only Bobby Tanner in Screamin' Blue. He's a crowd favorite. This guy is absolutely insane when he straps in puts a helmet on.
Better known as the godfather of rock bouncing.
He is definitely one of the OG guys. You can tune into all the YouTube channels, you know, Mad Ram 11, Busted Knuckle. This guy is all over the YouTube channels. It's pretty cool to see.
And that's one tough buggy. Blue is about as tough as they come because Bobby don't care.
Bobby is one of the toughest ones that you can put out there. He ain't scared to just let it all hang out there and put it all on the line.
One of the best things about Bobby Tanner is not only is he one of the best drivers on the course, he's also one of the nicest guys off the course as well. If you get a chance to see him, go and say hello to him. He'll be happy to talk you around his rig, tell you all about it, tell you what he's done. A really great guy and a fantastic ambassador for this sport.
How long has this buggy been around? It's been rebuilt multiple times. It's been ran hard, put away wet, but it keeps on ticking.
Yes, sir. Jack has been working on it night and day, Jack Porter, to get it running.
So come on, Dave. How many horsepower is Bobby running in this vehicle?
Right now, we're talking about 600 horse.
So it's small compared to some of the other guys that are out there, but we know that he can control this vehicle.
This is Bobby Tanner.
Here we
this
go.
is 17 seconds.
We'll see how he attacks this line. He eases up it and then all over the throttle.
Look at this man.
Run.
Look at this man. Get it, Bobby.
Look at this. Fantastic stuff here from Bobby Tanner as he screams to the top.
He's going to be giving Avon Ringer a run for his money. We'll see Bobby Tanner what kind of time he throws down.
And it's Tanner time, baby.
Holy cow, Bobby Tanner, 1673, absolutely flying up there.
Wow, that's fantastic. 1673, Bobby Tanner saying, come on, boys, let me show you how to do it. There's the gauntlet. That's on the floor. See if you can beat me.
He won it in 2015. He's reaching for it in 2018.
So he is our leader for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout. Bob with a 1673. That's going to be a hard time to beat.
And look at this, another off the line now. And this guy's angry. Look at that. Wow.
Oh!
Again, it's hard to see on video, but man, it's a steep. That really shows you how steep this course is. Oh no, safety crew's there, putting it out. Look at that, it was on fire for less than a second, and they're on it. And that was Sam Carter, you're right, Dave.
It's all go, 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 but let's look at those safety marshals.
Did you see how quick they got to them?
They were in there within seconds of that car catching fire.
We're looking for a hand. We're looking for a thumbs up.
There he is, crawling out, getting on the buggy, raises his hands. Sam Collins is all right, but the buggy's a little worse for the wear.
That TC built buggy got tested tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
So in just a matter of minutes, we've seen guns and glory from Bobby Tanner. And then we've seen the other side of the sport as well, as we watch our fantastic recovery guys turning Sam Carter back onto his wheels. Now, Dave, am I right in thinking this is a Timmy Cameron built car?
Yeah, this was his trail rig last year, and Sam bought it, and it's one heck of a rig. We're looking for big things out of Sam this year.
I'm sure he'll be disappointed with that run, but it just got a little bounce to the side there, and it was all over.
And just a straight trail buggy from Tim Cameron is way better built than half the rigs out there as
for
an actual
sure.
racer.
This is not a little toy. This is world class. Last year with some trees, he had a couple of hard hits last year, and he's going to be watching the instant replay of this for weeks to come. Get his game plan on for 2018.
So how do these guys practice for this sport? I mean, are there places that they can go, where parks that they can head out to?
Well, it's kind of like you guys, like the Ultra 4 fellas and ladies. They do a lot of shock tuning. They have to know every inch of their buggy. They have to know how it's going to act. So we have tons of parks around the country, and that's where they get their seat time. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, so many of the guys, of course, and girls for that matter, they use every bit of spare time they have to make these cars the best they can be.
So we're going to do a quick little replay of Sam Carter, his little rollover. Pretty cool to have it a replay that quick. Our live guys in the trailer are really doing a great job back there. And how crazy, no electricity out here, and we're running this kind of live show. Props to those guys. So on the line is going to be Tim Sorensen.
Tim from Timmy Chuck Racing out of Indiana in Hillbilly Deluxe.
I've heard of this buggy. It should be a fun one to watch.
It's got an LSX motor. He's not messing around.
I love how you guys name all your buggies. It's pretty cool.
And boy, do they come up with some names, don't they? And Timmy's also going to be racing in the 4400 class as well.
What's he racing in?
It's a buggy that Jeff Donda built, and it is one pretty thing.
Every vehicle we've seen so far in this shootout is completely different to the vehicle that went before it. Every one is so just little differences. Frames are different, shocks are different, wheels are different. That's what makes this sport so fantastic.
We're about halfway through the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout, brought to you by KMC Wheels, King Shocks, Action Sports Canopy. It's going to be a fun night. Stick around all the way to the end. We got a little surprise for you guys. It's going to be pretty cool to see.
And Timmy Chuck, he builds choppers for a living of the two-wheel kind. He's a pretty cool dude. Here he goes.
Tim Sorensen, hot on course.
And look at that vehicle, so easily recognizable as a rock bouncer.
We hit that right. Oh.
Listen to that horsepower sing. I love it.
It looked like he popped out of gear. What a tough break for Timmy Sorensen.
Tim Sorensen with a 3:024, so 32nd run, pretty good. And I believe that should have put him right around unofficially 7th spot. That's a pretty good run for Hillbilly Deluxe.
Yeah, it looks like he lost front wheel drive there for a second. Tough break for Tim there.
And what a nice guy. I saw him for the past day and a half just putting kids in Hillbilly. He's a great guy. So if you're in the pit area, walk on up to him.
And speaking about the pits, I've been walking around the pits all weekend already. And yeah, you can see I go visit with the racers, just get the inside dirt on what's going on, what's their strategy, what's wrong with the car. You know, Shannon Campbell rolled his car, so they're massively working on it to get fixed up. But yeah, you can see a little kid walk up. You can see him standing out off to the side just a little bit, checking it out. And I saw Shannon Campbell walk right out, took a picture with the kid. Everybody's family friendly out here for the Ultra 4 guys. Just pretty cool.
It's amazing what these guys and gals have to do to make tech. I see a lot of welders blazing the entire weekend, trying to make their little changes.
Right, we're just waiting for Brian Kemp now, but the last driver unfortunately just hit the timing beam, so we're just waiting for our awesome course officials just to sort that out, and we'll get Brian on course.
It's pretty cool to see Clyde Bynum with the SRRS guys out here. It's his timing system out there, so it's pretty cool to see them come on board so heavily and help out. It's a cool event we put on. Looks like that's Brian. Looks like up next is going to be Ryan Trim.
Is that Brian from Michigan?
That guy's pushing. Look at that.
Good
Rocking
gracious.
right through. This may be another super fast.
Oh.
2 wheels all over the place. It's going to be a smoke and run.
Wow, what a run. That's fantastic stuff there from
What
Brian.
a run.
So 1940, that should put him into 3rd place unofficially. And that was Brian Timp, just threw down a smoking fast run.
Running for the SRS out of Michigan.
So that puts him in third place overall and our third car under 20 seconds. No, I didn't see that coming tonight. That is incredible stuff from our drivers out here.
And up next is Cash LaCroix, that 10-year-old kid running a Turbo Razor, I believe. It's cool to see him out here.
It's a family affair with Cash Money. His dad is right by his side, John LaCroix. It's a pretty amazing fate. I think you guys are going to see something pretty special right here.
I'm really looking forward to this. I've got an 11-year-old boy at home, and I'm hoping that he's not watching this because he's going to ask me to build him this buggy.
That looks like a toy compared to those big bouncers out there. Look at that thing.
And we were just talking about how different the course has changed. So those little tires compared to those 54-inch Mickey Thompsons we saw earlier, there's some holes out there. He's going to have to pick his lines and really stick to his guns.
So, Dave, what size tires has Cash got on this buggy?
Looks like 32s, doesn't it?
Wow, it's amazing that he even wants to take this hill on. Incredible stuff from the young man.
And he's off, he's smoking. That's gonna be really quick in the flats. We'll see when he gets to this first little rock section how he bounces on up.
Come on, Cash.
Get it, Cash.
Come on, look at this. Great
look at this
stuff.
kid.
10 years old and he's smoking it.
He's gonna hurt some feelings, I assume. Holy cow. Cash LaCroix is smoking.
Get it, son.
Holy
listen
cow.
Listen
Look
to the crowd.
20 seconds even. Holy cow. Cash LaCroix, that should be unofficially 4th place out of a 10-year-old kid. Cash LaCroix, that is awesome.
That is absolutely amazing. So good to see.
Cash has podiumed with us. He has beat the best drivers in the world at 8 years old. He has beaten Timmy Cameron at his own game. It's unbelievable.
That is quite something special. I feel very privileged to have seen that run. And we're waiting next.
Up next, I believe, is Ryan Webb. Will be taking off here shortly.
Dave, when you said to us that there was a 10-year-old kid going to be racing, I thought, well, it's a bit of a gimmick. But he just threw down a 20-second run in a car with 32-inch tires. Special stuff.
Cash LaCroix is the future of rock racing.
And I'm sure he looks up heavily to Tim Cameron. I've seen them talking together before. Off the line, Ryan
There goes
Webb.
Agnes.
Wow, listen to that horsepower.
That thing is making some noise,
Oh, this is a fantastic looking run. Great stuff there from Brian. Oh!
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 Where did that come from?
So,
1648. That is a
unofficially-
new first place run. That's incredible. Those times just keep tumbling, Dave. Are we going to see faster than that, or is that going to be it, do you think?
We still have some hungry drivers left. And there's a story behind that run. I really don't want to talk about it at this time, but I'm sure it's going to be the story of the year.
You can't leave us hanging. You can't tell us there's a story and then not tell us.
That run was dedicated to his dad.
So unofficially, Ryan Webb, Bobby Tanner, and then Adam Ringer. And right behind him is going to be Cash LaCroix.
Got Rowan Carcass on
And
course
we have
now.
Roland Kirkus, the man from Oklahoma. Get it up there, Roland.
That was another good looking run.
Roland has a couple of buggies. His kids are in on it also. They're into UTVs. They're going to be a strong team this year in the SRRS in the series.
So Rowan throwing down a 24-second dead, a respectable run.
So next off the line is going to be Adam Pierce, getting ready to take off for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout. Brought to you by KMC Wheels, King Shocks and Action Sports Canopy. Thanks for those guys for putting on the show tonight, throwing out some cash for these guys to put on a show for us.
So we've got Adam Pearce on the line now, and he's going to be making his attempt to take this $7,500 cash prize. I still can't believe that someone's throwing down a 1648, an astonishing run. And who would have thought somebody would have beaten Bobby Tanner?
So such a great show going so far tonight. We've had a lot of fast guys. We've had a few rollovers. Boy, these guys are really throwing down some quick times on this nasty, nasty rock trail. And Dave, you said you were up there earlier. How tough is it? I mean, did you walk the course or did you just look at it? How big are those rocks?
Well, look at me. Does it look like I walked the course? Huh? No, it was extremely rough. They're huge rocks.
So off the line we have Adam Pearce on course.
Wow.
Holy cow, Brock bouncing 101 right there. He is throwing down a smoking time. Adam Pearce, what kind of time was that? That was a great run, 2061. So that's a top 5. And up next is one of your guys, Steven Robinson. Is that Big Bird or something? What's that car called?
That's right, the Raging Hornet. Ian Johnson built that rig. And then Clyde Bynum had a hand in reworking it. He did some work on it. And Steven's been working on that motor tirelessly. And this is a 1,000+ horse right here.
So we just saw Adam Pearce there in 6th place with a 2061, a respectable run. But still nowhere near the madness that was 1648 we just saw a short while ago.
Steven wants this bad. He's come all the way from Nashville, Tennessee.
So how far is it to get from Nashville, Tennessee to Johnson Valley, California?
We're talking about 24-hour trip driving.
So again, thanks everybody for tuning in for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout, brought to you by KMC Wheels, King Shocks, Action Sports Canopy. Everybody's tuning in to Facebook, live stream. Give us a little comment. Tell us where you're watching from. Cool to see everybody tuning in from all over the world. We'll touch probably over 1.5 million people will tune in at one point during this week for the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers.
Shooting flames. Get it, Steven.
That's a wild little backup. That's never good. Took a bad bounce. But he's still pushing right on it.
Steven just made some major changes to his suspension and his motor. This was pretty much his seat time before our series opener in 2 weeks in Bridgeport.
Probably not the run he was looking for with a 40.58, but still a good run. He made it out the front. And like you said, Ian Johnson built that rig. You'll see him on the live show tomorrow. He's going to help us do qualifying, and he'll be on and off all week. So cool to see that.
Look at this, we're looking over at Hammertown now, and the crowd's in front of our stage. Say hello, everybody.
Give everybody a big wave. Everybody that's jealous at home is checking you out.
The world is watching. We've got people watching from all over the world, and we've got people from all over the world in the crowd with us today.
So on course, we have Newly Tolf out of Las Vegas. Cool to see him come out here. And, you know, pretty stock-looking trail rig right there. Cool to see him running pretty hard. Newly Tolf on course. That started life as a Jeep. Cool to see. So Newly Tolf with a 2278. That's a pretty great run for a trail rig.
We have seen some smoking times tonight, gentlemen.
That should put him right around unofficially 7th place, I believe. So this top 10 starting to fill up with some great runs.
And another fantastic view there from our cameras up on the hill as we look down across Hammertown.
And everybody out there on Facebook, you need to let your favorite drivers know how much you love them, show them your support, shoot them a message.
On course, we have Darcy Von Miller. Darcy Zahn Miller is on course. So we literally have almost every state watching at home. People keep typing into the Facebook or the live stream. Almost every state is tuned in watching the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout. Pretty cool to see that many people tune in to watch this carnage.
And Darcy's giving us a great show here, hailing out of Arizona. She's doing a great job. She's up that first set of rocks and making her way to the top.
Darcy Zahn Miller putting on a pretty good show. Cool to see her out here.
There we go. Think she found the skinny pedal.
And again, right up there on the top left, you see rigid. That's all the lights showing, putting on for all these guys to be able to race, because some of these guys don't even have headlights. So without those rigid lights, we couldn't run at night. Pretty cool to see them jump on board this year. And another great key thing we have is our PCI radios keeping us, honest on our information. So without that, it'd be really hard to put on this show. So thanks PCI for helping us out with that.
Darcy clearing the hill in a 158.94.
So Darcy Zahn Miller made it out the top. Pretty cool to see her at least finish the course. So we're going to throw up here the top 10 competitors going for the LCQ.
Okay, and in third place, we've got Adam Ringer with an 18.93.
Number 2 is Bobby Tanner.
And then we have Adam Ringer rounding out number 3.
With that insane run of 16.48. I mean, just look at those numbers. Incredible. And there, in 5th place, is young Cash, 10 years old with a 20.07. Incredible.
So far, Ryan Webb is going to be hard to beat.
And look at this insane car of John Malkerson as he's sitting on the start line, ready to go.
He's out of Yelm, Washington. John Martinson getting ready to take off.
And this is a very different looking rig. I can't wait to see this one. What do we reckon? Screaming to the top.
I can't wait for this run. Look at that beauty.
Great picture of one of our camera guys there, getting in tight and showing us all these wonderful cars. We said it earlier, but all these rigs are so different. Different tire configurations, different axle configurations, different suspension configurations. And most of these drivers build their own rigs. And that's what makes this sport so special.
So far, the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout has been fun, but don't forget to stick in all the way to the end. We got a little trick up our sleeves. It's going to be a fun night. Keep watching. Lots of action still to happen.
And here we go.
So if that's the rig I think I saw, it's four-wheel steer. He was crab walking right through the middle of Hammertown earlier today. It's a cool buggy to see go.
Not afraid to hit it.
That is a big, cool buggy bouncing right on through there. John Martinson putting on a pretty good show.
Spinning those wheels and spitting them rocks. He's doing a fantastic job as he charges to the top.
He's out the top.
So through our PCI radios, I just heard something. We got a stage 2 coming up. What's that going to be, Jim?
Well, I keep hearing rumors, Miles. We're just waiting for a final confirmation, but I can tell you this. This isn't over yet. Once we finish shooting this hill, there's going to be something very, very special. So make sure you stay around.
So John Martinson just threw down a 30-second run right out the top. Pretty cool to see. Up next is going to be Julian Garduno out of El Monte, California. Sounds like he's a home crown fan. So Julian is hot on course, running. We'll see how he tackles his first rock section. Bouncing through, looking good. So we still are playing for that LCQ. We got 10 spots, so the top guys will be able to team up with an Ultra 4 driver if they want. And then they can still qualify for tomorrow's LCQ during qualifying.
Did you want to explain the strategy that some of these U4 guys are going to be doing for the qualification to the folks at home who may not know?
Well, there's a few different strategies to go because some of these guys are already pre-qualified, so they just want a good run, a solid run, a smooth run to be mid-pack. The other guys, the LCQ guys, they got to give it all they got, hang it all on the line to get a good spot to make it into the big race. So the LCQ guys are going to be pushing it to the absolute limits, either tonight or tomorrow during qualifying. Looks like that's Brett Harrell Jr. out of Oregon, one of the SRRS guys, Dave.
The Oregon crew has come down in full force. They are serious, and he's putting down one quick run here.
Fantastic looking run there. Be interesting to see this time. I don't think it's sub 20, 24.77. A steady run.
Brett Harrell Jr. with a 24.77. That's a pretty smooth run. That should land him top 10 for now.
Keyword for now. I wouldn't count the main maniac out just yet.
So up next is Jason Bartum getting ready to run. And don't forget the top 10 spots, period, whether it's Rock Bounce or Ultra 4, does get an LCQ spot. So they could team up with an Ultra 4 guy. It'll be interesting to see what kind of teammates, what kind of relations they get, because they have to physically go over the start line or physically go over the finish line. So at least they get to ride around for a little bit. Pretty cool. Hopefully we get a couple of them teamed up. Because, you know, SRRS, Ultra 4, completely different, but it's all off-road motorsports. Everybody's a fan of everything.
And wow, the shootout has come such a long way, hasn't it?
So Jason Barton with a 20:59. That should put him unofficially right around 7th place.
A great run there. Yeah, these top 10 LCQ places are so important. You can't just turn up for King of the Hammers and race King of the Hammers. You have to qualify. So these guys are playing for those last 10 LCQ places.
So off the line
listen
is
to the engine roar.
Off the line is Justin Haft, another Oregon boy. They're really putting on a pretty good show tonight. Listen to that horsepower, that's awesome. He had just a tick of a hiccup there at the beginning, so I'm gonna say mid-20s, we'll see. No, a 1964 Justin Haft.
Oregon representing.
Just imagine if he hadn't got hooked up at the start there. That was an incredible run.
So again, these 10 spots to LCQ is last chance qualifier. So that means that they don't have a spot in the big race, but the LCQ last chance qualifier to run the big race on Friday, the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers, powered by Optima batteries. So this week is just building and building for everything. Every day there's a huge event building up to the end for the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers.
So do people still have time to come on out and see the main event?
Absolutely. We have qualifying tomorrow. We have the Can-Am UTV race on Wednesday. Thursday's the Smitty Mill Everyman Challenge, leading into the big day.
Indeed, that leads on to the Nitto King of the Hammers 2018, powered by Optima batteries, and I cannot wait for that. But before that, we've got 3 more fantastic days of race action.
So up next is the main maniac, Joe Pierce. He's a fun one to watch. One of our Ultra 4 buddies, Andrew McLaughlin, is really good friends with him. We were talking, and he's got this buggy tuned in.
As we're watching the main maniac now, roaring to the top, a fantastic run.
Nice smooth run.
And we've only got 2 more runners on the hill.
With a 1982, Joe Pierce is definitely in that top 10. Boy, these guys are throwing down some good times.
You can't turn on a Busted Knuckle film or Mad Ram, watch a video from Mad Ram without seeing Joe Pierce lay it down.
So we just have a few more to go. Up next is going to be Chris Kaufman out of Oregon. Boy, this is a great trail they put on. It's fun to see. I do miss the backdoor trail. It's fun to watch, but man, this is a lot easier to put on. It's fast, it's fun, the event's running smooth. This 2018 Holley EFI Shootout has been a great time to watch, but don't forget, we got another treat for you.
Look at those sexy trailing arms.
Those top 10 places are tumbling as we're watching, and I believe we've only got 1 more on the course, and then we've got a little surprise for you all.
Did you hear him? We have a surprise.
So keep tuned in. It's going to be a heck of a show.
They haven't even told us yet.
It's going to be good.
And I believe our last competitor that's going to make it to the line is going to be Jason Gray.
So has Jason got what it takes to lift that $7,500, should I say, cash prize?
And boy, he's another Oregon guy. These guys are running thick. Cool to see him make the trek all the way out to Johnson Valley, California.
Time to beat is 16:94, and he's going to be leaving that line any second now.
The 2018 Holley EFI Shootout brought to you by KMC Wheels, King Shocks, and Action Sports Canopy. Man, it's been a great show tonight, guys.
It's been fantastic to see. We've seen so many wonderful cars. I mean, of course, the standouts. Oh, that 1694 is incredible. And, of course, Young Cash.
And these guys are racing for first place is $7,500. So there's a lot on the line brought to you out here. So they are pushing the limits. It's cool to see.
Here we go. And he's up the first set of rocks. This is looking good. This is looking fast. Can he take out that 1648? Is Ryan Webb in danger?
So stage one, this may be our last guy with a 1739.
So close.
Jason Gray just threw down one heck of a run. Unofficially, I believe that should put him right around third place.
Wow, that's fantastic. So we've got ourselves a winner, Ryan Webb, with that incredible 1648. When we walked to the stage earlier, Dave, we said to you, come on, you know these guys, what times they're going to hit. You said to us 18 seconds. We said to you, that's never going to happen. And we've seen a 1648. That's a special, special time.
I tell you what, these guys never cease to amaze.
It's incredible stuff. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do not go away. Things are about to get mad. We had Dave Cole. We're just waiting for confirmation, but we know that something else is going to be happening on that hillside. So just give it a second, and Miles is going to tell you something very special.
So it's pretty cool. Stage one of the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout is over, but stay tuned in. We got a little surprise. We're getting ready to pop.
There are so many people out here burning campfires, having a good time, kids running around. It is a good time.
So the little surprise we had, what is it, Jim?
Okay, we've just had the shootout. We've just been playing for $7,500, but it's not over. We've got a second hill tonight. Oh yeah, we've got a second hill. So these guys are going to be getting ready to go, and Yukon have put up another $10,000 for the fastest car up the hill. So stay tuned, get ready.
It's not the fastest guy, it's a bounty hill. So it's the first guy to break the hill. I believe it's a waterfall right near the area. So the first guy, and it's gonna be first place gets to go first. Second place gets next nod. So it's gonna be fun to watch. Yukon really stepped off through $10,000 out there.
I predict we are gonna see some serious carnage. I predict that Bobby Tanner is gonna leave it all on the field tonight.
But Ryan Webb gets first crack, so we'll see what happens. And another great show. Look, that's everybody right in front of us here in Hammertown by the Best Top Fire.
Seems like we got some Kryptonite Custom fans out in the audience there.
Okay, while we wait, let's have a look at some of the action that we've just been seeing out there on the Shootout Hill at King of the Hammers 2018.
Thanks for tuning in for the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout. We're just getting it wrapped up. KMC Wheels, King Shocks, Action Sports Canopy. Thanks for putting on one heck of an event. But up next is the Yukon Bounty Hill. So right up next, we're going to show you the 2 fastest runs of Ryan Webb, and I believe that's Bobby Tanner, first and second. So we're going to do a quick recap of the action for that. So up first is Ryan Webb.
Now, Dave, talk to us about Ryan. I don't know much about this racer. What's his results been in the past?
Now, Aaron's been struggling with mechanical issues, electrical issues. He's been trying to dial his motor in, and it looks like they got her dialed in tonight. She ran flawlessly.
That's amazing as we watch Screaming Blue and Bobby Tanner here. Now, is Bobby going to be sitting down the bottom knowing now that he's got this bounty hill to take on? Will he be thinking, I went a bit slow? Or will he be thinking, I'm going to do the same again? What's his mentality?
Bobby Tanner is just going to hit it. That's all I mean, if you talk to him, you look him in the eye, he'll just tell you, I'm going to do the best I can do. But Bobby Tanner, when he sits in that seat, something flips, a switch flips in his head, and he is all the way. He loves putting on a show for the crowd. He loves it. He lives for it.
Speaking of crowd, that is the crowd right in front of us here at the Jumbotron. Pretty cool to see everybody out here. Give everybody at home a wave and tell them they're missing out. Awesome. Yeah. You guys want to do it or you want us to? No, you guys do it. It's a ton of stuff in there. Okay, who you from? So those were the 2 fastest guys run. So number 10, Jason Bartram with a 20:59. Number 9 was Chris Kaufman with a 20:35. Number 8 was 10-year-old Cash LaCroix with a 20:07. Number 7, the Maine Maniac, Joe Pierce, 1982. Number 6, Justin Haft with a 1964. Number 5, Brian Trimp with a 1940.
And in 4th, we've got Adam Ringer with an 1893.
And in number 3, we have Jason Gray with a 1739.
Number 2 was Bobby Tanner, Screaming Blue with a 1673. So only 3/100ths of a second, first and second.
And then we've got our superhero, Ryan Webb with a 1648. Unbelievable time.
So Ryan Webb did win the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout, brought to you by KMC Wheels, King Shocks, and Action Sports Canopy.
Okay, here we are. We're live in Hammertown, and we can see the lights as we're looking out across there. We've got a fantastic crowd here, and as I say, it's about to get busy. But while we're waiting for the set up the hill, we're just going to pass out to a commercial break and thank some of our partners.
We didn't just test the new Optima Yellow Top with Pure Flow technology, we tortured it. King of the Hammers is 181 battery-killing miles of relentless, unforgiving hellishness. It's one thing to call yourself the ultimate power source. It's another thing to prove it. The all-new Optima Yellow Top with Pure Flow technology with up to 3 times the battery life. Unsurpassed performance built to fit today's vehicles. Optima, the ultimate power source.
Welcome back. We're here live for the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers. We're doing a little Yukon Bounty Hill for $10,000. And speaking about Yukon,
this has been fantastic so far. So we've had the shootout. They were playing for $7,500, and we've now got the Yukon Hill for $10,000, the Bounty Hill. So how does this Bounty Hill work, Miles?
So it's the first one to the top, the first one to make the hill. It's going to be a waterfall style. It's going to be hard to go. Who's going to be up first? It's going to be
Ryan Webb first,
Ryan.
and then it's going to be Bobby Tanner. Now, this is sponsored by Yukon Gear and Axle. Yukon Gear and Axle have been helping out many of our races for years, but they're also going to help you guys tonight, okay? It's getting cold out here in Hammertown, and we've got some Yukon Gear hoodies, and we've got some Yukon Gear beanies here. So come on up, and let's get these things moving.
Wants to come up?
Free stuff. Who wants free stuff now?
I got hoodies.
Hoodies. Look out.
And there's more. So come on down to Yukon
where's that
Gear
youngin'? Come here. Come here.
for
Get
all
up
your
here.
axle
There you go,
needs.
buddy. All right.
Okay, guys and girls, these are the last few coming out now. And we're going to be heading to the start. Bobby Tanner has fired up his engine. Screaming Blue is
You want it
nearly
worse
ready to
than
go.
anybody. Oh.
And the last few hats are going out the door. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Yukon Gear. And we are looking at Bobby Tanner. That is Screaming Blue, and he is playing for $10,000.
And these guys didn't know about it, so they didn't get to walk the course or anything. So the first time they're seeing this hill is right now. And it's not a timed event, so it's a first to break the hill.
Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Bounty Hills, they are not for the faint of heart. They are the hardest of the hard. Get it now.
So up first is Bobby Tanner.
Now we have a 1.5-minute time limit. That is the max amount of time that he could play on this hill.
So we just, through the PCI radio, just got a little tidbit. Ryan Webb did pass for the first shot, let Bobby take first run, so we'll see if he comes in later or not. He wanted to save the rig a little bit.
Oh! Yeah.
So it looks like Bobby Tanner is upside down, so he will not break the Yukon Bounty Hill. Tough break for Bobby Tanner.
We're looking for a thumbs up. Bobby took a hard fall right there.
Safety crew is in there straight away as always, making sure that he's okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this hill is not going to be easy. This hill is going to be gnarly. It's going to be incredibly tough.
So we'll see how many guys take a crack at it. So far, it's Bobby Tanner, #1, did not make the $10,000 Yukon Bounty Hill.
I believe that's an 8-foot waterfall ledge, if you can imagine that.
And I'm guessing that it's not sitting on a flat piece of ground either.
No, by far it is not.
But it looks like we got our Hammer King safety crew up there, going to make sure Bobby's okay, get the rig righted and get him off course and send up the next guy.
And from what I hear about this hill, nobody has ever climbed it yet.
So while we wait, we're going to have a little recap, a replay of Bobby Tanner's run for the Yukon Bounty Hill. So there goes Bobby Tanner, not on the gas right out of the gate, kind of checking it out, picking his line, and then hot on the throttle.
Those 43-inch stickies are working there. Now just watch Bobby back all the way up.
And great footage here of Bobby Tanner as he just punches it up the hill. And there she goes.
Just one little bad bounce, took him off his line and flipped him right on over. So bad break for Bobby Tanner. How cool is it of Yukon to step up and throw 10 grand at a Bounty Hill and keep it secret all the way to the end? Pretty cool of Yukon to step up.
It's amazing. We have so many fantastic sponsors here in Hammertown, and every year they keep giving. Can't say thank you enough.
So if we're still playing by the rules, I believe it should be Jason Gray up next. We'll see if he opts to run the Yukon Bounty Hill. This whole week-long event couldn't be brought to you without the Nitto Optima batteries, four-wheel parts, Jeep, Monster, Amada. If you haven't seen that laser cutter on the lake bed, it's a ton of money to have that deal, and it's out here cutting stuff for show, for help, for the racers. Pretty cool to see.
And we're just waiting now as Jason Gray is taking the line.
And I can think of 10,000 reasons why Jason would want to hit this Bounty Hill.
So Dave, you're sitting at the bottom of this hill, you're buckled into your car. What are you thinking?
Some of these people are just sweating beads. Others, that switch just flips. They turn it on and they just pin it.
And it makes you think that some of these guys don't think.
No, that's a huge part of it. You have to be fully committed to that hill. If you're not fully committed, you have no business on that line.
Okay, as we watch Jason Gray lining up now, and just look at that car, the tires sticking out right out in front of the vehicle. Great clearance there for rock climbing.
And you'll know when they're fully committed, when they come rolling down that ledge.
So I believe Jason Gray did bow out, so this should be Adam Ringer stepping on up.
In Showgirl.
And again, it's not the fastest to the top, it's the only one to the top, the first one to the top. So we'll
and
see
she's a heavy rig. She is a heavy rig.
But you can tell how steep this hill is. He's already losing traction. Look how crazy tall that is.
So he's got a minute and a half now to make his line, pick his route, and try to get to the top of this bluff.
Look how tall that little waterfall section is. See that Yukon banner right there?
Trying to clean the line, get the tires to bite. Oh, look at this.
Look at those stickies.
Spinning the tires, getting a little bit of extra traction.
He can feel it gripping.
What an angle the production crew is getting right here.
You can see his hands working inside the cab.
Turning left, turning right.
Doing anything to try and increase that traction, just get that little extra bite to get into the top of the hill.
And sometimes you do have to get a little run at it and just bump it.
No, he's been timed out. He's been taken off the course.
Wow.
Turns out he didn't make it.
See, we got a minute and a half on the hill. That's all you get. Once your time is up, you are timed out and you're asked to leave.
So
now, do we think, is this hill possible, Miles? Can people get to the top?
Only one way to find out. It's going to be interesting. But people are going to give it all they got in that minute and a half to take home that $10,000 prize from Yukon Gear and Axle.
And there's all different types of vehicles here. Now, some of these guys didn't have a great first run. So in the shootout themselves, they're going to be sitting there going, so disappointed. I didn't do what I wanted to do. So they're going to get this opportunity now to really go out there and show us what they're made of.
Now, this run right here and the shootout are night and day. The shootout, it was all about speed. It was all about calculated speed. This is about insanity.
Make it or break it.
What are you willing to do to get up that ledge? This separates the men from the boys, unless you're Cash LaCroix.
And we're just waiting for our third place car now. They'll be buckling up, putting those helmets on, Neck braces. And there's still thousands of people up on the hill watching the action. I've never seen a bounty hill before, so this is all new for me, and I'm loving it.
And how cool is it? We're out here in the middle of nowhere, Johnson Valley, California, for a week-long event for the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers, powered by Optima batteries. We kicked it off on Saturday with the Can-Am UTV qualifier into the Champa King of the Motos.
And we're just waiting for Adam Ringer to take the line.
So we were wrong with that. Adam Ringer's now running. I'm not completely sure who was running last time.
Let's see this Black Beast take the line.
Like I said, it's a surprise to everyone, so we didn't have all our ducks in the row, but we're going to do the best we can to get it to you. How cool is this? Yukon stepping up with a $10,000 bounty hill.
Incredible. And we just look at bottom left of our screen there, we can see all the media people. So everyone in the yellow vest is media, and we have the world's media here.
Now, Adam is about as OG as they come. He's been doing this a long time.
Nice pace as he approaches the hill.
Look at that, carrying the front tires up there, bouncing just a tick. He's got a minute and a half to make it up. We'll see what kind of run Adam Ringer puts. He gave it one heck of a run there. That was looking real good.
I thought he was going to light it up then. Now these bounty hills, they're hard when they do them in daylight. These guys are doing it at night, and that's going to increase the difficulty factor by 3-4 times.
But with rigid light out there, they are lighting up the hill. It's pretty cool to see, out in the middle of the desert, night, dark, it's really lit up well.
And most of these drivers have never, ever been on this obstacle before.
Yeah, this is an all-new hill for everybody. So this minute and a half is going to be coming to an end pretty soon. He's got one more shot. We'll see what happens. Tried to jam it in reverse, missed, hit neutral, did a little rev drop.
There he goes. Get it, son! Adam Ringer, get it, son!
Adam Ringer making it almost all the way to the top, but it looks like his front tires quit turning there at the end. Wonder if he broke something.
Now that's why we watch. That's why we love shootouts. That's why we love bounty hills. Fantastic stuff there.
This may be a little bit tricky to get down because I don't want to back down that one.
So close, yet so far.
And so many drivers don't even like to participate in bounty hills just because of the severity and the danger aspect of them.
But for $10,000, there's a lot of people that aren't scared to break their junk for it.
Amen. And I challenge anybody to walk out to these playgrounds. On TV, they may look rough, but in real life, they're treacherous.
So we're going to do a quick little replay of Adam Ringer's the closest guy to the top for right now. Here's the replay.
And look at this. A little bit of bounce. Those tires grab traction and shoot him on up. So close.
He made one heck of a run, so tough break for Adam Ringer. Look how close he made it. He had one heck of a run, bouncing on up, on the throttle.
Nearly perfection, just missing it by a few scant inches.
And you'll be able to catch Adam Ringer in the first leg of the SRRS National Cup in 2 weeks in Bridgeport, Texas, at Northwest ORV Park.
So how many rounds are there in the championship?
Basically, we have 9, and then the championship, which is going to be held in Dyersburg, Tennessee. And what a show it is.
Well, while we have a little bit of a break in the action, we're going to have the recovery crew working. We're going to throw out a commercial, pay a little bills. We'll be right back after this.
Bestop's new Trek Top Pro is the most innovative soft top ever created for Jeep Wranglers. Trek Top Pro, an exceptional soft top experience.
Some say there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Sure, unless you can make it better. All tires aren't created equal. The Nitto Ridge Grappler. Spiral wound construction enables our truck tires to be aggressive and ride incredibly smooth. Our tread and sidewall designs deliver off-road performance for even the most demanding terrain, while computer-simulated tread design delivers a quiet and comfortable ride on the highway. The Ridge Grappler goes beyond expectations. Nitto Tire, fueled by enthusiasts.
Hey truck and Jeep owners, trust the experts at 4-Wheel Parts Superstores. We're your #1 source for BF Goodrich tires, and our ASE certified technicians install everything we sell. 4-Wheel Parts has the best pricing and selection on tires, wheels, lift kits, accessories, and much more. Shop online or visit any one of our 87 North American locations. Find us now at 4wheelparts.com.
Welcome back to Johnson Valley, California, and to King of the Hammers, and to the Yukon Gear and Axle Bounty Hill Climb. We're just watching this car being recovered from the Bounty Hill. Nearly made it. Missed it by just those few tiny inches. But that means that somebody else is going to get a chance to lift that $10,000 Bounty Hill crown.
And we appreciate you guys tuning in from all around the world. If you're on Facebook, if you're in the Middle East, if you're in Europe, if you're in Asia, let us know where you're from.
Yeah, log into Facebook or live stream. Go to ultra4racing.com/live. Tune in. We got a whole group checking all the social media. They'll respond to you. Check it out. So tomorrow morning we go live at 9:45 PST for the 4400 qualifying. So another full day of action. It's going to be fun to see. Today we had the G2 Legends class and the 4500 Rubicon Express class. So it's cool to see all that today, but tomorrow the big boys are going to turn it up. It's going to be fast, it's going to be fun, and that's going to lead into 3 o'clock tomorrow is Power Hour. That's what I'm pumped up about, Jim.
Power Hour is my favorite thing. I was watching Power Hour today, and that was superb. That was the 45s, the 46, and the 4800 class cars, and we saw some fantastic stuff with 4800s and 4500s swapping and trading places for those first 3 places. Casey Gilbert laying down an absolutely blistering time to take the top spot.
And then Vaughn Gittin threw down and got the first pole spot for the 4500 class.
Yeah, that was very impressive. But actually, physical second, we had Kent Foltz, and then an amazing run from Bailey Cole, who's leading up the 4800 class, but in 3rd overall.
And speaking of Bailey Cole, he qualified today. He also qualifies tomorrow in a different Trip Fab car. So he's got a 4800 buggy and a 4400 buggy. So it's going to be fun to watch Bailey Cole out there.
Who do we have stepping up to the line?
I believe that's going to be Brian Trimp. He'll be up next for the Yukon Bounty Hill. Again, this is the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers week, powered by Optima batteries. It's a fun-filled, action-packed week. It started Saturday with the UTV qualifying in the Champa King of the Motos. Then we've been qualifying. We've done the Bounty Hill right now. We did the Holley EFI Shootout. We have the Can-Am UTV, the Smittybill Everyman Challenge, and then the big show, the Nitto King of the Hammers.
Now, Brian, I know all of you out there from up in Michigan, he has a huge fan base. So it would be pretty amazing if he made it out the top. Now, you guys up in the UP would go wild.
And again, all this couldn't be possible with all our sponsors. We got Monster Energy on site, Amada, Nitto, Can-Am, KMC Wheels, Optima Batteries, Jeep, 4-Wheel Parts, Smittybill. I mean, this line could go on and on.
And let's not forget Yukon Gear and Axle, who are bringing us this Bounty Hill tonight, and $10,000.
And most of these guys are on site. They got booths set up. They're passing out stickers and swag. So make sure you come into Hammertown right in front of the Jumbotron and go talk to them. They want to show off their stuff. You know, get a sticker, shake some hands, meet some people. Pretty cool to see everybody out here helping everybody.
Only too true, and we've got 4 days of more of action ahead of us. We've got, again, qualifying for the 4400 class tomorrow. Then after that, on the Wednesday, we've got the UTV race. Then on the Thursday, it's EMC, and then Friday, it's the main deal. I can't wait. It's going to be so much action, Miles.
And today's only Monday. We still got a long week ahead of us. It's going to be fun.
It looks like we're moments away. You know, you mentioned Amada a minute ago. Where I work, I actually work with a few of their machines. We have an Amada laser, a couple of punch presses, press brake. I'm really glad that they stepped up to the plate. Make some amazing equipment.
So we're still having a little bit of issues with the recovery, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
PCI Race Radios, the leader in racing communications for over 40 years. PCI specializes in on-site sales and support at the races, traveling throughout the U.S. and Baja to offer the best in support for our customers. Whether you're in the rocks, desert, or sand, we've got you covered. For the best quality, service, and support, call us today or visit us on the web. We'll see you in the desert.
Conditions off the pavement are always changing, so why settle for a light bar that just turns on and off? The Rigid Adapt is a revolutionary new light bar that will automatically select from 8 beam patterns that range from a widespread 90-degree flood to a 15-degree spot based on your vehicle's speed. Try that with your knockoff light bar. A dash-mounted controller allows the user to toggle between adaptive mode, beam patterns, and RGBW accent lighting. With Adapt, it's easier than ever to own the night.
Steelite polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steelite's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steelite provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steelite to protect your investment.
At King, when you buy our product, you're not only buying our shocks, you're buying into a good family of off-road. We love off-road. We love what we do out here, and we're just very happy to have everybody come out with us, and we're here to help. We're here to make our stuff perform the best of the capabilities, and that's what we do.
Here's to the defiant ones, the roughnecks, and the rogues who refuse to live by the laws of physics. Here's to the renegades who can go 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, but wish they were doing it in 3. Here's to those who know gravity is there, but choose to flip it the bird.
Steelite polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steelite's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steelite provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steelite to protect your investment.
At Warn, we live, breathe, and dream off-roading. It's in our DNA, it's in our blood. And this year, we decided to build the ultimate off-road warrior. To get us into trouble, and to get us out.
For 2014, the Warren team decided that we needed to go anywhere, do anything bad boy that'll take us to the proving grounds. So we started with the brand new JK and sent it off to AEV for their brute conversion that will be unveiled at the 2013 SEMA show.
AEV stretched the frame of the JK a total of 23 inches, enclosed the cab, added a truck bed, and put a 5.7-liter Hemi V8 under a new heat-dissipating hood.
In order to make clearance for 37-inch tires mounted on 17-inch wheels, we added a 4-inch lift kit on top of upgraded and beefier axles, knuckles, and hubs.
We added Dana front and rear axles, plus Warn premium hubs, Skyjacker 4-inch lift, M95 monotube shocks, air lockers for maximum off-road traction, 17-inch beadlock wheels, and mud terrain KM2 tires.
Because we plan on taking this Jeep to some extreme locations, we needed to have some extreme accessories.
We added Warn SDV 160 lights and a set of super bright Warn W400 HID lights, fender flares from Bushwhacker, and a high lift jack for those tough jams.
course, we can't forget about the most reliable winch on the market. The Warren Xeon 10S has the strength and reliability that we might need in case we get ourselves stuck in a sticky situation.
The Warren Xeon 10S features Warren's own Spidura synthetic rope. Lightweight, easy to handle, and strong. 10,000 pound pulling capacity, amazing efficiency, and great line speed. A natural fit for the brute. We've taken this rig to the next level. Find out how you can go prepared with our full line of off-road accessories, including the new Xeon winch. Check out the full line of Warren products at warren.com.
Hammer King Productions is pleased to announce Armada as the official industrial machine partner of Ultra 4 Racing and King of the Hammers 2018. Armada machines are utilized by top fabricators as important tools for innovation and the evolution of Ultra 4 vehicles and customized parts. Come join us on the lake bed in Hammertown to see these innovative tools showcased and demonstrated at the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers.
Welcome back. We're live here in Hammertown, Johnson Valley, California. We're here for the week of the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers. We're right in the middle of the Yukon $10,000 Bounty Hill. It's been a fun time.
We've got Brian Trumpy waiting now.
And he's got a buddy all the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Big Bird's watching and rooting him on. We're all over the place. It's pretty cool to see that many people tune in. I had a buddy just text me. He's on griffinradiator.com checking out the live show.
Yeah, I've got friends from across the pond as well. They're all watching. So hello to everyone over in Europe. Thank you for your support. We've got loads of people actually over here from Europe helping out with the organization of this event as well. So we've got guys from the UK, guys from Belgium, even guys from Malta, that tiny little island in the middle of the Mediterranean, all over here making this thing happen.
It's pretty cool because we go over, Ultra 4 goes over to your side of the world and puts on a pretty cool event over there that you actually race in. So Ultra 4 has grown tremendously, but like you said, without the volunteers, it could not be possible. So a huge shout out for everybody that comes out and volunteers. And people at home, next year, put it on the calendar. That's the best seat in the house to sign up to be a volunteer. They do a really cool raffle for everybody. It's just a cool event to be put on, so thanks to all the volunteers.
If you've never been to King of the Hammers, put it on your wish list, put it on your bucket list, but whatever you do, get here. It is simply mind-blowing.
This is my 10th year attending King of the Hammers, and I told my wife the first time, this is a once-in-a-lifetime show, I gotta go, and 10 years later, she still puts up with me, so a huge shout out for her. I got a lot of family and friends back home that put up with me and help out holding down the fort while I'm out here playing in the desert.
And are you still using the same excuse?
Sometimes, it depends on the day.
And we're so excited to be able to bring you the Deep South version of rock racing. Some people call it rock bouncing, rock racing. Well, we're hoping that you're all enjoying it.
Here we go.
And Brian Trimp is getting ready to take off. He gets a minute and a half at this Yukon Bounty Hill.
He had a smoking run. I think he's going to put on a show for us here.
This is the make it, break it kind of attitude for a Bounty Hill. So we are about to have some action going down.
Now we've just watched the previous car almost make it. So Brian's going to have it in his mind that he can take this out. So let's just see what he does. Is he going to try and one-shot it, or is he going to play with the hill a little bit?
I think he's going to walk it up, see what it looks like.
He puts her upside down. Let's see if he lands back on the wheels. Tough break for Brian Trimp, upside down already.
This is a serious hill.
And our recovery crew is hot on action, and you saw that one guy take a little tumble. It just goes to show you how steep that hill is, how loose the traction is. And they're trying to climb this for that $10,000 Yukon bounty.
I know sometimes when you're watching it from the house, it doesn't show how steep these hills are. That is just about like a wall right there.
I mean, it's called a waterfall.
And there he is. And it just goes to show what shock tuning really means. If your suspension's not dialed in for a hill like this or for an obstacle like this, this is typically the outcome.
And again, this was a surprise to even the drivers at Yukon stepped up for this. They weren't prepared for it. They were ready for the Holley EFI shootout, but then are running with the Yukon Bounty Hill.
It's amazing how quick and seamless these guys are making this recovery look.
These trained crews are doing a great job here. Plenty of people on hand to make sure that the recovery is a smooth and painless process.
And again, everybody all over the world, thanks for tuning in for the week of the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers, powered by Optima batteries. We just had a guy from Brazil. We got some New Zealand guys out there, and then every state in the United States. And my phone is blowing up. I can feel it ringing. I got a lot of family and friends back home tuning in right now. Thanks for checking it out. So check out the Facebook King of the Hammers. The live stream, go to ultra4racing.com. You can go to the Griffin Radiator website. They're streaming it live as well. And then look how many people are just here in Hammertown checking out the Jumbotron and up live at the hill for the Yukon Bounty Hill.
Where are my Tennessee people at? How about Alabama? I know you're out there watching. Arkansas, baby.
Canada? That's awesome.
And here we go.
Is it?
Looks like that's Justin Haft in his rock bouncer, checking out the Yukon Bounty Hill. He gets a minute and a half.
Get it, Justin.
And this hill is gnarly, gnarly tough. Look at those tires fighting for traction.
He's heating them up. Let him eat. See, when you get to that point, that's just the beginning right there.
Justin Haft giving it all he's got.
Just goes to show how good that run was earlier.
We're about to see how committed he is.
We all know it. He just takes that run.
And he takes a heck of a bounce. Let's see if he lands on the wheels.
Oh, that's a hard hit.
And
He's back
sticks
up
the
there.
landing. Justin Haft putting on one heck of a show. The crowd's going wild right here in front of the Jumbotron. How awesome was that?
Gives us a show. Moves on to go.
Showing off the little rear steer action right there. Justin Haft putting on a show.
And still no one has claimed that Yukon $10,000.
It's still an open paycheck to somebody. Looks like up next is the main maniac, Joe Pierce. Dave, how hard's he gonna hit this hill?
Joe has to race next week. But if he's on that line, I promise you, he is 100% in this game. I guarantee it.
You can't line up for a show like this and go in half committed.
No.
If he's putting it on the start line, he's going to give it absolutely everything.
100%.
And $10,000 repairs an awful lot of cars.
Joe Pierce is one of the most dedicated people in the series, and he's off.
So he's gonna creep on up to the main waterfall action.
In the 2016 series, he earned the title Flippin' Joe.
He took a nice little line, crawled right up, got a little light in the front end, back down, reevaluating his line.
Here he comes. Get it, Joe?
Same exact line. It's sticking a little bit better to heat up those tires. And these guys are running those TSL Intercoat tires, and they're a lot different on the rocks compared to their East Coast guys playing in the mud all the time. So different traction for different things.
They use a competition compound. It is sticky. When they heat it up, it gets soft as heck. It's amazing.
He gets a minute and a half crack at the Yukon Bounty Hill.
He's just finding that line that he wants. And then I guarantee you he's gonna pin it.
How tall, how steep, how big is this hill? This is pretty cool to see. I love that they're throwing this on last second.
I know he's feeling that clock right now. He knows it's now or never.
Looks like his minute and a half is up. They killed the lights on him. So Joe Pierce, bad luck.
Jeff McKinley going to be taking the line shortly. Trying his luck for that Yukon $10,000. Flags flying, he takes to the line. Safety marshal giving him a briefing, and then he'll be on his way.
And how cool is it to have all this live action out in the middle of nowhere? These production guys put on one heck of a show. Behind the scenes, absolutely blows my mind to have all this out here. No electricity, no water, and they put on a live show for you guys. Pretty cool to pull off out here in the middle of Johnson Valley, California.
Now, I know the angle that you're seeing it, you can't really see the thousands and thousands of people on the side of that hill.
Now, this is a long wheelbase vehicle, so let's just see how if it takes it on any differently, if it makes it any easier.
He's crawling it.
Jeff McKinley out of Indiana is on the Yukon Bounty Hill trying to get 10 grand to take home with him. That's a long bed rig, which definitely helps with as steep as it is.
Now, the last two cars we've both seen both times. Those first runs when they approach it, they're getting further. I'm surprised he's not backing off further to get a longer run. This is looking very nice.
But the time is ticking. We'll see. He's got a minute and a half. That is an absolutely insane climb they're trying to make up. Look how light that front end is. Just floating, just barely getting. And I think I was wrong. This is Jason Bartram through my PCI radio I just heard, so my mistake.
Hats off to you, Jason. It takes some cojones to face that obstacle, let me tell you.
And when you look at how long wheelbase that vehicle is and you see that front end getting light, that tells you just how steep that hill is.
And you can just see they flash the rigid lights and pull them off the hill.
And next up, and this time, it's Adam Pearce.
And he had one heck of a run. He was a 22nd run for the Holley EFI Shootout. But we're hot and heavy for the Yukon $10,000 Bounty Hill. First one to break the top wins. Not a timed event. They do get a minute and a half. And Adam Pearce is off, running the KMC wheels. And he takes one heck of a bump. Look at that. Pirouette, upside down on his side, back on wheels.
How about that? How about it?
Adam Pearce putting on one heck of a show for the Yukon Bounty Hill. We see a thumbs up. And don't forget, for the Holley EFI Shootout, the top 10 did win their spot for an LCQ. A lot of them were the Rock Bouncers guys, so they can team up. So Ryan Webb, Bobby Tanner, Jason Gray, Adam Ringer, Brian Trimp, Justin Haft, Joe Pierce, Cash LaCroix, Chris Kaufman, and Jason Bartram. If you're an Ultra 4 guy that does not make the LCQ tomorrow during qualifying, swing by one of these guys' camp. Let them hop in the driver's seat for a little bit. You can still race if you team up with one of those guys. That's the last chance qualifiers of tonight's Holley EFI Shootout.
So we're just watching Adam Pearce now. They're just clearing away his junk. That was a heavy, heavy hit when he fell over. He'll be feeling that in the morning.
What's everybody at home thinking about this action? You know, I talked to last year's Shootout champion, Kyle Crouch, and he was kind of upset that he couldn't be here. He had such a great time last year on the back door, but right now he is he's in the middle of building his new buggy, so he couldn't make it.
Okay, here we're going to see a replay now of Adam Pearce. Look at this. Spectacular. A different approach there from Adam to the previous drivers. And it so nearly worked. As he drives off the hill, making room for the next driver to attack the hill. and have a go for that Yukon $10,000.
There was absolutely no idea in anybody's mind where his head was. He was in that. He was getting up that hill in his mind.
And he gave it one heck of a run. But Adam Pierce went upside down, did not break the Yukon $10,000 Bounty Hill. So thanks everybody online tuning in, and especially everybody right here in front of the Jumbotron. Thanks for sticking around. This has been a great night, full of action. Wave everybody all over the world, all over the United States. This has been a fun-filled action night.
But wait, there's more.
Newly Tolf lining up on the line now. Dave, can you tell me anything about this driver?
Newly Tulsa out of Las Vegas, so he's not too far from here. He's running a fairly stock-looking Jeep trail rig.
This is some old school stuff here.
I love seeing the Jeep look out here. They're one of our big sponsors. He's putting the front tires up.
That is
spinning.
such a great view right there, my friend.
That shows you how steep that section is. Right next to that Yukon gear and axle banner. Rigid lights.
This puts it all into perspective.
He's made that first little section. We'll see. Remember, he gets a minute and a half. Time's ticking.
Now he has over a 6-inch straight up ledge that he has to tackle.
Tires are spinning. Trying to gain that right little traction, that right little bump.
Well, he's working that car hard as the clock ticks by. That ledge is gnarly. That's nearly 6 feet of vert when he gets up to that point. Keep watching that back end, switching across to the right, dropping in a hole and stopping that forward momentum.
We had 35 to 40 people enter the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout, and all those guys are invited for this Yukon Bounty Hill. We see the lights flash, time is up. Newly Tolf misses the $10,000 check.
So come on, guys, are we going to see anyone lift this check tonight, or is that going to remain unclaimed until next year? What do you reckon? Dave, do you reckon they're going to claim this tonight, or is this going to stay?
I think it's over. I think, no? There is
Brett Harrell Jr.'s lining up on those huge 54-inch Mickey Thompson tires.
Look at this thing.
Is he going to bring it home to Oregon?
What an amazing...
Brett Harrell Jr. out of Oregon, trying his shot for the Yukon $10,000 Bounty Hill.
A minute and a half goes pretty quick when you're on that mountain.
And you know these guys don't have a timer in their rig, so they don't really know. They're focused on the trail. They're focused on how hard to hit it. So that minute and a half is a little bit tricky.
This is the point where you have to make that decision. What am I going to do? What am I willing to do? Come on now, Brant.
Huge tires, huge hill. Look how steep that is. It's crazy.
He didn't come here to go home empty-handed.
So I wonder who did set up this hill. Was it Yukon? Was it Dave? Was it Clyde? Did they know what they were doing?
They know what they're doing.
Did Yukon throw the money out expecting nobody to get it? We don't know. But it's still pretty cool. Lots of chances still left.
Now, Bounty Hill started where you had a bunch of guys all standing around saying, I bet you can't do that. They got a pool of money together. And these Bounty
I believe
Hills
it's Marcus Alonso out of California on there, trying his shot for that $10,000 Yukon Bounty Hill.
He is digging.
So Marcus Alonso on the hill, giving his shot. And that fairly trail-looking Toyota, they just shut the lights, the rigid lights, cut them off. Time's up. Tough break, Marcus Alonso. And we see another one heading towards the start line. I believe that's going to be Jeff McKinley out of Indiana. He traveled a long way to get here. Getting a little pre-race explanation from our Hammer King crew, giving him the rundown. Gonna set the timer for 1.5 minutes and let him take his shot for the $10,000 Yukon Bounty Hill. Such a cool setup. KOH week just gets better and better, bigger and bigger every year. More people hopping on board to keep this thing going. This year we added Renegade Fuels, Savvy Jeep parts. It's just great to see everybody helping this event grow. So Jeff McKinley on there trying to work his way up the hill, pick his line, taking it a little bit easy, using that rear steer.
These guys are under the gun like you wouldn't believe. That 1.5 minutes is always in the back of their minds. So they're having to focus on what's 5 feet in front of them, but at the same time,
kind of slips off his mark just a tick. But like I said, he's using that rear steer for this slow crawl, and it's pretty cool to see.
Here he goes. So what say you? Are we going to have a winner tonight?
So far, it's been a lot of action. We'll see what's going on. I don't know. That $10,000 check from Yukon is still out on the line.
He is just trying to crawl this bad boy. Come on now. He's in
Time
position.
is a ticking.
Look at this. Come on now. He's at the foot of it.
He's getting close, but time's ticking. How close is it going to be?
He's out the top.
Jeff McKinley.
What?
Unofficially may have
Hold
broken
on.
the Yukon
What?
Bounty Hill.
Yes!
Jeff McKinley. Look how pumped up he is. So, like we said earlier, the first guy to the top gets it. Jeff McKinley. Unofficially our Yukon $10,000 Bounty Hill recipient.
And he will be buying the beers tonight for all of his friends and family. What an amazing achievement.
That rear steer brought him home, crawled up 3/4 of it, and pushed his way out of the top.
You're not going to be able to wipe the smile off of Jeff's face for quite a while. He's going to come back to camp and celebrate. You know that's it.
I'm sure in a couple of hours he'll be down here by the fire pit with a story to tell, a glint in his eye, and a massive check from Yukon Gear.
What a great day it's been. We started off with qualifying for the G2 Legends class in the Rubicon Express Modified, led into the 2018 Holley EFI Shootout, right into the Yukon Bounty Hill. Lots of money thrown out on the line.
To the tune of $17,500.
Okay, let's watch a replay. And that actually looks like Cody Wagner that we're looking at the moment. His copper wheels giving him away.
So even the bounty has been claimed. Dave is going to let everybody that wants to run the course run. So there's Cody Wagner and his moon buggy built by Jesse Haynes. Going to give his little rock crawling action. This is right up his alley. He's been around the rock crawling scene for a very long time. This is literally his backyard, so he has very possibly played on this exact section before in that exact buggy. Making the rear steer work, Cody Wagner's a rock legend for sure.
Always great to see Cody Wagner out here at Johnson Valley. But can you imagine how he feels if he gets to the top?
And that's just a great show of those copper wheels. It's cool to see him tricking out his rides as well as he does. Laser Nut, that's his company. He's going to make all our trophies for this season. So good to see Cody Wagner with Laser Nut step on up this year.
And he's so close to the line that he needs.
And you can just see how small, light, nimble that buggy is. This is exactly what that thing's built for.
Trying to get those Maxxis tires to hook up.
He will be racing on Friday, qualifying tomorrow for the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers, powered by Optima batteries.
He's inching his way up. There he goes.
He's getting a little bit crossed up there. That's be a little upsetting. Make you a little nervous. Make you pucker up a little bit.
Oh, this is getting scary now. So close to the edge.
Look at that right rear. If it drops off that, it's going to get ugly
He's
in a
on
hurry.
3 wheels right now.
Wow, this is amazing to watch. But that clock is ticking by.
And
so back to back, we had Jeff McKinley take the $10,000 check home, but then Cody Wagner right behind him giving the pump up.
That is just amazing.
Incredible to see.
That calculated style of crawling is just so amazing to watch.
So what a cool show with that little moon buggy. Shows you what kind of different vehicles are built for different things.
So as we have another driver now taking the line. But they're doing this now just for guns and glory. So they can stand by the fire and say, hey, I made that hill. That could have been my $10,000.
So Jeff McKinley does take home the prize, but Cody Wagner went up just for bragging rights, just like the original King of the Hammers. How all this started was for a 6-pack of beer and bragging rights.
And it's fantastic that these guys are still here putting on a show for us, giving us something to watch as we sit here in Hammertown.
The rigid lights are still out there lighting up the waterfall section. What a show we've had today. We've been qualifying. We've done the shootout. Now the Bounty Hill. Tomorrow's qualifying all day for the big boys.
Looking forward to that, Miles, especially Power Hour. Now that is going to be something very special. We've got all our big guns going. So we're going to have Lauren Healy. We're going to have Shannon Campbell. We're going to have Jason Shearer.
Levi Shirley, all the Campbells, all 3 of them.
Randy Slawson, Mike Slawson. It's going to be an epic day of action.
Shannon Campbell is our reigning 3-time Nitto King of the Hammers. He took a little bit of tumble today in pre-running. He said pre-running went smooth, went great. He was coming back, hit a little bump a little wrong, endoed it a couple times, busted up some shocks, but they were wrenching, going to get it back ready for tomorrow's qualifying. He also did that in a UTV earlier this week, so he's had a little bit of rough luck, but old Shannon Campbell, you can't count him out for nothing.
And then we've got some other people with new cars. So we've got 2-time King, Eric Miller's going to be there. We've got Jason Blanton and his 1,000 horsepower monster. And if he gets here, Nick Nelson.
Nick Nelson
return.
Out of Las Vegas. He's got a very similar car to Lauren Healy. With the Jimmy's crew, they've been wrenching on it. He was working on it still tonight. He's got to qualify tomorrow, but he says he'll be here.
I'm really looking forward to that. It's exciting to see. Last time Nick Nelson was here, he missed this trophy by a mere smear, by the smallest of margins. So he'll be desperate to try and get his hands on that King title.
So tomorrow morning, tune in live at 9:45 PST. That's when we'll kick off qualifying for the 4,400 class. And then Power Hour, I believe, is at 3 p.m., so make sure to tune in that. That's when I think we got 15 to 20 of the biggest names in this sport, so that is going to be some action. Jim, me and you'll be up here. It's going to be fun.
Cannot wait to get started. This short course that's been built out there this year is so impressive. We've got those Talladega turns. We've got the rocks around the back of King Mountain. We've got that incredible Jeep arch with that waterfall. And you wait till tomorrow. I'm telling you, we're going to see air off the top of that.
And they are going to get up to some speed, too, heading out of the short course. I'm going to guess they're going to be hitting 80 to 90 miles per hour on this short little short course.
Lots of different types of car. We're going to have solid axles. We're going to have IFS cars. We're going to have cars with IFS and IRS. We're going to have the Gomez brothers out there. How can we forget about those nutters? Incredibly insane. They'll be leaving it all on that prologue track. You know they will.
We got Jessie Combs is going to race. She's in a bomber. We got Rob McCachran's going to share drive with Greg Adler with 4-wheel parts, so it's great to see all these big names. Wednesday, we got Johnny and CJ Greaves. They came all the way out to try out the UTV course. I mean, all week long, action, action, action.
And let's talk about the other events. Let's talk about the UTV race. We've got nearly 120 UTVs taking the line. That's amazing. And then when we talk about the EMC, we've got, again, nearly 130 vehicles taking the line. Insane numbers.
We got the stock class, we got the modified class, and the legends on Thursday taking off. They qualified today, but they're going to be hot and heavy on Thursday.
And it's great to see those 4,800 class cars and those 4,500 class cars really locking horns. As we watch the next driver now taking up and pushing towards the hill.
I believe that's Julian Gardino, a local Californian.
Representing the Johnson Valley Crawlers.
Now, does this mean he has an advantage?
And again, this looks like a pretty nice trail rig, not necessarily a full-blown race car. Cool to see him trying this waterfall section for bragging rights. But the $10,000 check from Yukon was claimed by Jeff McKinley.
Now, the two that made it out of the top both had what? Rear steer.
That is a huge advantage in some of these big rock sections.
Let's see if we can break that trend.
So Julian Gardino is running out of time. Up next, it sounds like the one and only Jesse Haynes in that brand new car. It's cool to see him. This is exactly what this guy, he is a legend in the rock crawling sport. So cool to see him throwing out that brand new car, taking a shot at this waterfall.
Yeah, he's won rock crawling championships in the United States, Australia, and many other places. Racing on those 42-inch Maxxis Trepador tires. And Jesse's such a lovely guy. Always happy to chat, talk you through your problems, give you some suggestions, and hugely experienced. Let's see what he can do. We've already seen Cody Wagner take one of his moon buggies to the top. Can Jesse Haynes take this new build, only finished a few days ago, to the top of this incredibly tall waterfall?
And Cody Wagner, the last guy to clear this, is Laser Nut, so he's sponsoring Jesse. They work quite closely together in the rock crawling they do. Another rear steer machine. He does a pretty cool thing with portals on these rigs to give it a little more ground clearance.
Yeah, he uses Hummer portal boxes and then custom built axle casings, Toyota differentials. Come on, Jesse. Jesse will want to be getting up here. He won't want his teammate and sponsor Cody Wagner.
There we go.
beating him.
There we go.
Takes a nice little bump line. Sometimes you just got to back up and bump it.
Figured that wheel speed is what he needed.
Look at him working the front and the rear steer, just trying to get that right bite to make it right on up.
So close to that perfect line, just millimeters each way, the difference between failure and perfect success.
We've got to be getting close on time. It's got to be running through his mind.
Last night I was in a camp he was at, and I took a pretty good look at that car. Just a work of art. That guy builds an extremely simple but beautiful rig.
Oh.
And the rigid lights flash. Time is up. Jesse
So
Haynes does
close.
not make the hill.
Bragging rights to Cody Wagner.
And you know he'll be rubbing him a little bit. They're fellow competitors in the rock crawling section. He would have been one of the guys I would have put some money on for this Yukon Bounty Hill, but he did not make it. So far, it's just Jeff McKinley that took the cash home and Cody Wagner.
It's just amazing. The $10,000 has been claimed. But these guys are just doing it to prove it to themselves and everybody else that they got what it takes to make it out the top.
Well, I don't see any other buggies heading towards the start line. I wonder if we're going to be done. But I do believe that is all she wrote for the Yukon $10,000 Bounty Hill. Huge shout out to Yukon. It's pretty cool.
We've seen a fantastic show tonight. $7,500 went on the shootout. A further $10,000 was claimed on the Bounty Hill.
Dave, Jim, I've had a great night with you guys. We started out with a 2018 Holley EFI Shootout, powered by KMC Wheels, King Shocks, and Action Sports Canopy. Huge shout out for those guys. And then Yukon, we just saw the $10,000 Bounty Hill. And speaking about King, they're going to have a little taco party tomorrow night, so make sure to grab a beer and some tacos tomorrow night at the King tent. So thanks again, everybody here in Hammertown, for tuning in.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Don't forget, we will be back here tomorrow live at 9:30 a.m. PST for some qualifying action with the 4400s, and then at 3 o'clock it's Power Hour. So thank you very much, and we will see you all in the morning. Good night, Hammertown.
So King of the Hammers, it's the toughest one-day race in the world as far as I'm concerned.
When you need your winch, that's the only thing that matters. It's about getting to the finish line first. It doesn't matter how you do it.
Are you searching for a new hands-on career in metal fabrication and welding? Ignite your career and let the Fab School help you get on the right track to a career in the metal fabrication and welding industry. Get the training you need with industry in as little as 7 months.
With the small classroom sizes, I really get to work one-on-one with my instructors and get the hands-on training that I need.
Call today and we'll get you on the right track. 1-877-411-WELD or on the web at thefabschool.com. That's thefabschool.com.
We didn't just test the new Optima Yellow Top with PureFlow technology, we tortured it. King of the Hammers is 181 battery-killing miles of relentless, unforgiving hellishness. It's one thing to call yourself the ultimate power source. It's another thing to prove it. The all-new Optima Yellow Top with PureFlow technology with up to 3 times the battery life. Unsurpassed performance built to fit today's vehicles. Optima, the ultimate power source.
Takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
Steel-It polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steel-It's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steel-It provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steel-It to protect your investment.
Quality off-road parts and accessories designed, developed, and manufactured in the USA. Genuine ideas engineered right.
We know what we can do. Now, it's time for the world to see.
Hammer King Productions is pleased to announce Armada as the official industrial machine partner of Ultra 4 Racing and King of the Hammers 2018. Armada machines are utilized by top fabricators as important tools for innovation and the evolution of Ultra 4 vehicles and customized parts. Come join us on the lake bed in Hammertown to see these innovative tools showcased and demonstrated at the 2018 Nitto King of the Hammers.
At US Gear, our name tells our story. From stock replacement to high performance and racing applications, our gear sets are made with pride in the USA. Crafted with quality and passion. With more than 50 years of manufacturing experience and complete control of the process from start to finish, US Gear is committed to providing you with ring and pinion sets that exceed your expectations, every mile and every pass.
At King, when you buy our product, you're not only buying our shocks, you're buying into a good family of off-road. We love off-road. We love what we do out here, and we're just very happy to have everybody come out with us, and we're here to help. We're here to make our stuff perform the best of the capabilities, and that's what we do.
Some say there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Sure, unless you can make it better. All tires aren't created equal. The Nitto Ridge Grappler. Spiral wound construction enables our truck tires to be aggressive and ride incredibly smooth. Our tread and sidewall designs deliver off-road performance for even the most demanding terrain, while computer-simulated tread design delivers a quiet and comfortable ride on the highway. The Ridge Grappler goes beyond expectations. Nitto Tire, fueled by enthusiasts.
We know what we can do. Now, it's time for the world to see.